Mic check 1 2.
Yeah.
We're sorry. All of our
Uh,
representatives are still assisting
is
other
we
customers.
taping? Baby,
Please
are we
remain on the line
taping?
as we value your call.
I remember that from what it called?
What's biz, y'all? Shalok Neighborhood Suparig off in this thing. Welcome to the late morning show with Suparig. It is now, I believe, 9:39, and I am an hour and 39 minutes late. I really tried to start at 8 today, but I woke up at 7, and then I ate some pizza, and then I got on the treadmill for about 45 minutes. And then I ended up watching a couple of YouTube videos. And then I ate some cereal. Then I looked in to see if somebody
We're
was
sorry.
on
All of
at
our
work.
representatives are still assisting
And then I
other
watched a
customers.
couple of YouTube
Please remain on
videos
the line
where I
as
was
we
trying to
value
find
your
something to
call.
talk about. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be doing the show. And here I am. What's the business, Poison Ivy? What's popping with you? Today we will be talking about celebrating that it is Friday. So thankful it is Friday. Anybody who get meetings today, you might need to report them to HR. We need to start reporting making people for HR to HR. You know what I'm saying? Because we will talk about Mortal Kombat 2. I went and watched it last night with the family, and give y'all my thought processes on that. Druski got a new skit that I almost watched the whole
All of our
thing,
representatives are still assisting
but
other
I did
customers.
not, so we can
Please
get a
remain on the
live
line as we
reaction
value
to
your
it.
call.
And then it's a couple of news videos I saw, and yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. I also kind of wanted to talk about just, well, you know what? I'm gonna get into that later. Let's see. No one's believe you'll start at 8. You have to be real. I'm go watch. Just watch. Just watch. Now, when I'm not gonna do something for real, I know I ain't. I won't mention it, but I'm going to make it to the 8. I promise I'm gonna make it to the 8. Only reason, cause my schedule gonna be this. My goal is to get in the bed at 10. Last night, since we went to the movies,
all of our
I didn't
representatives
get
are
to
still
bed till
assisting
10.
other customers.
So this is what
Please
happened.
remain on the line
My
as we
son,
value your
since
call.
my daughter canceled going to the movie with us because she's butthole, my son was like, oh, can my friend Brian go? I was like, sure. Brian used to stay on the other street. Well, Brian catch the bus home with him, get here, and his mom supposed to come pick him up. And his mom texts me like, yo, I ain't gonna be able to pick you up. So he like, yo, can you give him a ride home? And I was like, all right. But he don't stay on the street, down the street no more. I was like, where he stay? And he's like 40 minutes away. And I was like, 40 minutes away? What? And I was like, hey, old buddy gonna have to spend the night or something, because I ain't. But then I was like, man, they already smell like outside and stuff.
We're
I was like,
sorry.
can't have
All
dude
of our
going to school
representatives are
stinking. He
still
ain't got no
assisting
extra
other
clothes.
customers.
Him and my
Please
son
remain
don't
on the
wear the
line
same
as we
size. So
value
I was
your
like,
call.
all right, I'll take him back. We go to the movies. The movie real good. So we all chopping up about the movie and stuff. And so we waiting. His mom called back and be like, oh, I can't come pick him up. So then the mom making sure, he make it home safely, whatever. I ended up, because the movie's over at 9. So I stayed up past 10. I ain't go to bed till 12. I was playing, what's the name of that game? Yakuzuma. Yeah, Yakuzuma 2. I think that's how you pronounce it. So I ain't go to sleep till 12. That mean I couldn't wake up at 5 because Gemini told me I need to get 7 hours of sleep. Matter of fact, it told me the older I get, the more sleep I'm gonna need. I can't do like I did in my 20s and go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and then wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It don't work like that no more. So that means I had to push the 5 to the 7. And I can't. I gotta get my hour walks in there. I gotta get them in every day because I'm getting old. I'm starting to get chipmunk cheeks. You know how close I am to being DJ's academics? And I refuse. I will before I end up like that. Cause I had got fat about 2 years ago, and it was a horrible existence. Horrible. How do y'all live with titties? I had titties. At 12 years old, I had some,
All of our
and
representatives
then
are still assisting other
2 years
customers.
ago, I had some.
Please remain on the line as we value your
I
call.
had some in 2008 too, and it's just a horrible existence walking around, and your chest is doing this, going up and down stairs, and this is happening, and I refuse to go back. What the hell? How did I get on that? What's the business, Miss Mayon? What's popping with you? Why the whole music still playing? Cause I'm stupid. Thank you for saying something too. I'm supposed to be listening to the show. I'll be forgetting stuff. Is it still playing now? All right. Thank you, Poise Navi. You get producer credits on this show. Really, to be honest, y'all as the audience as a whole, pretty much are producers. Making sure the show stays on track. You know what? We gonna start off. Unfortunately, the news stories appear to be they gonna be kind of dark. So, and I wasn't expecting it. It's Friday, so I don't know. I might not watch it, but I really want to know what happened and why it happened. And that's another thing about doing in the morning. I like talking about anything, but I know that certain stuff can, put people's thought process on the bad track. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to still be able to talk about everything, but not putting stuff about. Because really talking about stuff, the crazy stuff at night though, seem like it'd be worse. Because if you be sad in the morning, at lunchtime, once you start eating and stuff, you gonna be done forget all about the people who lost their life terribly and stuff. Because you gonna be like, ooh, I just got me a poke bowl and it was for free. Wow, life is great. So, but if you do it at night, you gonna go to sleep with it. So talking about it at night, I think is way worse. Because ain't no poke bowls at night for free. So we gonna get it figured out. Before we get started, let me watch this this skit by Druski real quick, because it looked like it's funny. All right. Is this it right here? Yeah, this is it right here. All right, so this, he just posted it. It said, British actors are taking all the roles.
Sort of like the diet.
And we go see what it's about.
You promise you go with me now?
Rudy, stop talking like that. You ain't going to no big city. Master ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm going with or without you.
Rudy, stop talking like that. Stop. Hey, what are you niggers doing over there?
Get out of here.
Hey, what are you doing? Run!
And cut! Fantastic! I need more American slave, okay?
Like struggle.
Yeah, the struggle.
Sort of like the dialogue, like the back and forth banner.
Absolutely, yes.
See, this role was sort of a bit cheeky. I got a little bit out of my comfort zone, During the filming of this role in this character, I felt oppressed, like an American slave, like a lot of struggle. I studied the art.
A fantastic turnout on the red carpet tonight. And just arriving, we have Samson Dubois at the American Guild Awards.
Samson, you look great tonight.
How hard was it for you to change your accent?
As a little boy from Manchester, I think, I struggled a bit with the dialect, right? But to really get into character for this quite astonishing role that I took on, to say the least, I put it all on the line.
All right, 3, 2, 1, action!
I'm telling you, nigga, if you fuck with my shit, I'll kill you, nigga. You'll be fucked up. Fuck.
Nigga, we family.
Nigga, ain't no fucking family in this shit. We not family, nigga. Fuck family.
Hey, cut, that's the one!
That was stunning. Great performance, brother. Great performance.
Working with a good London boy, and I bother him all the time. I had a call with the director. It was quite quintessential to the role, and great character development behind it.
I put this fucking bullet in your head, nigga.
I laugh because I'm penniless and a bit quite surreal.
Samson Dubois. Samson, yo, who's the girl? What's your next movie? What's your next movie? Yo, do you think your British accent gets you all the black roles in America?
Come on, bro. Are you serious, bro?
Do you think you're better than them?
Better than who, bro? Black people.
Yeah.
Stop.
You promise you go with me now?
Rudy, stop talking like that. You ain't going to no big city. Mass ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm going with or without.
Yeah, that was 100% accurate. And it's crazy because of the dude he talking about. I remember old buddy in The Four Brothers. Let me see. What was that name of the movie? The Four Brothers. He played the villain in this, and then I think he was in 12 Years a Slave. Let me see, Cass. Where he at? Yes, this dude right here. Where his IBMG DMP page at? There we go. This dude, now he can act his he can act super good. Very super good. But, he was a 12 Years Slave dude. He done played thugs. He done played a whole bunch of American black folks. And it's like, ain't nobody over here. Same Idris Elba, I remember when I found out he was British, or, across the pond as well. There's a couple other folks. And I was like, man, why ain't nobody over here? Because they ain't got to practice no accent. Same thing with even the white folks. Spider-Man, Tom Holland. Couldn't even tell. And I'm like, man, this is really kind of jacked up, because they can give me that. I can play the role. Outside of that, druski it's only a handful of the social media comedians that I feel are truly funny. Because I found out a long time ago, folks just laugh at anybody that be loud and buck their eyes like that. Like, a lot of people would just do hood stuff, like, all black women got an attitude, do this. For some reason, people think that's always funny, and druski has surpassed that. Like, that's him. And Long Beach Griffey is one of the few handful of dudes that just was doing online skits where that's, they've actually mocked their stereotype of jokes and then take it to a whole nother level. But druski may be the greatest online skit dude of his generation, period, because he has never missed. And now he getting into more social commentary type of stuff on top of the hilarity, and he shows range. He can do the accents. He can he pretty good. I think he go eventually, but that's a thing now. What is segueing into actual I guess Hollywood mean now? Like, do it even matter anymore if you go be in Hollywood or anything like that? Like, he really don't need them. Like, he generates so much money by himself, and he get full control over what he do. He don't have to answer to anybody for the most part. I mean, we all got to answer to somebody, but he has way more leeway. It's his platforms. Like, well, it's his part on, larger platforms, but he getting to the point now to where wherever he put stuff, people go. Like, if he move, it was this dude named Ninja that used to play Fortnite and stuff, and his following's so crazy that Microsoft tried to make their own little streaming service. They paid that dude, I want to say like 20 million or 50 million to go over there. Now, whether the people followed him over there or not don't even matter. He got the money. And druski getting that type of power to where you could actually probably build a platform off of just him. People might not follow, but he gonna get the bag. He don't need them, and it is great. So shout out to druski for taking, and even when he do the stereotypical stuff, it be funny, and it be a fresher, take on it. See who else in the house. What's the biz? Nice and healthy, man. How you doing? I'm glad to see you around. It'd be people that was from like a long time ago that because we all be taking breaks from social media, certain channels, because you know how YouTube would just make a channel you watch all the time, don't even show up in your feed, because since it ain't based on who you subscribe to no more, it be based on what you be watching. So if you kind of change the subject of what you watching a lot, then sir. But it'd be so dope when super OGs I ain't seen in a minute pop back up. And I'll be like, man, I thought y'all hated our guts. And one of us said something very crazy to where y'all was like, yeah, we not messing with them. I'm like, yes, they don't hate our guts. Poison Ivy said, don't get me started. I'll never forget him for casting Danielle Kaluuya for Fred Hampton. Never. I did not go to see the movie as much as I respect Fred, and that's the messed up part. And what suck about it, and I don't know if you feel this way about it, they do be good. And it makes me upset because they have the talent and it's not necessarily their fault. Like, of course, what's the chick who they had picked to play Nina Simone and they put in the I know she played in the Marvel movies or whatever. It ain't Selena Gomez. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Her, I could understand her saying, yeah, I'm gonna turn that down. Y'all know that I shouldn't, that is not nothing that I should be doing. You wanna know something though? Let me be real. Being an actor is a very because y'all know me, I like to look at stuff from a whole bunch of different points of views and stuff. I can be upset about some stuff. However, I can look at it from another side. If I spend my whole life practicing to be somebody other than myself, what is more me showing you my skills than I ain't even dark skinned. Watch me. I can play a dark skinned person. Watch my skills. And I don't think it's from a point of view of I think it is more of a, let me show y'all I can pull this off more than I'm going to take this role from a dark-skinned person type situation. Same thing with the British people. Now, don't get it twisted. Since initially, it probably didn't start like that. It was just like, I can play that accent. And, of course, they was probably cheaper, too. Let's not forget it's called the entertainment business. So I'm pretty sure all of the folks they got from across the pond was hella more cheaper because they want to break into this market. So, and they train on theater and stuff over there. We got folks that train over there, but I'm looking at it from it made sense business wise for them to go pull people that can act real good, just go take way less money. And then from their point of view, as an actor, I done trained to be something that I'm not. I want to show them skills. Am I taking away from people who don't have to be that are the person that I'm pretending to be? Yes, but that's the job. It's to pretend to be something you ain't. And then it falls into, now we at a point to where because they used to, that made me feel like, what's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Now, if we, in 2026, now you can look back in that role, be like, yeah, they could have got Corky from Life Goes On to play that role. Why they get a non-Corky to play a Corky when Corky was right there? Now it's like, okay, so are we looking for actors, like people who can pretend to be something else, or do we just want to see the people playing the people that don't really have to act because it's them? You see what I'm saying? And that's where I kind of get conflated with it, because it's easy just to get caught up in the, and trust me, depending on what time of the day it is, I'm a ride with the, you could have hired us. But it's acting though. So do we not want to see good actors? And y'all know I like to look at all the sides. I would do much better if I just chose one part of it and then look at the other parts of it. Cause that's how you really grow. Just sticking to one perspective of it. But I don't like doing it. I like to put myself in the shoes. What if I was over there and I was like, matey, I like beans and chips, but I want to be over in Hollywood, mate. I'm not a good, I can't do accents. But what if I was over there? I wanted to be in Hollywood. I didn't practice. I've been watching the A-Team, and all sorts of Sesame Street to get my regional dialect of Americans down. Come over here, then they be like, "Oh yeah, you did a fantastic job, but oh buddy over here, he's way better. He's from here, you know, and he can act just as good as you, but." Now, if they can act just as good, I can see. But like I said, it go back to if I'm producing a movie and old buddy is from here, but he won't on some Boosie type situation, I want to get somebody from here, and I'm producing the movie. That means I get to keep whatever the budget is, the part of the budget that I don't spend, I get to put it in my pocket. And if I can save $20,000 getting somebody from over there, then I don't care about y'all. Y'all ain't paying my bills. So I'm getting old buddy because I'm balling up here. And this from the movie producer's point of view. I'm going to go get the cheap person that get the job done regardless. That's from a business point of view of it. Because business people don't give a damn about heritage and none of that stuff. They trying to make money. So I got to look at it from their point of view as well. With that being said, I do find it offensive to not get an American person to play a slave, because the slave masterlessness, the slavery is going through, or it's coursing through my veins. So I do find it that, but at the same time, I can see it from all the different angles. And I know at the end of the day, it's mostly about money. Like there's where it's going most of the time. It's gonna be about money. And not saying it's right. I'm just saying I understand. I can be mad about something and still understand it. Or I can not like something and still understand it. I'm like y'all know, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. I might not say this on the other channel. But I even understand, people that's Drake fans. Because when you don't have all of the chromosomes in your DNA, you know what I'm saying? When you missing like 47 of the 40 whatever chromosomes, you not gonna be able to hear music or absorb, hoassatry. You gonna be more susceptible to, you know what I'm saying? So even though I know it's horrible, I understand. You see what I'm saying? I don't gotta like it to understand. Let me see where y'all at. I also hated Zoe Salamander being cast as Nia Simone. Viola Davis was right there. Viola Davis was right there. She was. That Nia Simone stuff was jacked up. But I still get it from an actor's point of view. Now, would it be honorable to be like, hey, I'm not gonna do that? Yes, but at the same time, if you feel like you can do it, and I ain't see the movie, so I don't even know if the chick can act like that. I don't know what I seen, what she was in. She played the Green Woman in Guardians of the Galaxy. She was that chick in the Crash movie. I don't know if you need to be a good actor to be in Marvel movies. I just be watching, just to see the superpowers and stuff. I usually just lurk, but this was an exact meaning of They Cloned Tyrone. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Well, really, to be when the dude that played Oxone Tyrone, I Cloned Tyrone. Actor. Who was that dude? Was he the main dude in the movie? See, I Cloned. And we're gonna talk about I Cloned Tyrone too, because I had some thoughts about that movie as well. Because I got what they was trying to say. But a lot of people had different different interpretations of it. So I would like to talk about the interpretations that everybody had. Let's see, who is this? So it's John Boyardee is who it is. And he is from England. Is this the main dude that played our song? Was he the dude? What is it called? Tyrone. He wasn't the main dude though, was he? Oh yeah. So now I understood I Cloned it was a few different messages I feel they put in that. Basically just how they was able to recreate the same area in states all over the United States of the world. Like basically the city they lived in, none but Martin Luther King or Malcolm X in streets and it ain't been one city I've been in where Martin Luther King wasn't where Tyrone lived. Also at the end, the original Tyrone thought that whitewashing was the answer to becoming like the other, and actually phasing us out was the answer. To eradicate us was the actual answer. And that a lot of the bourgeois, what is it, talented 10th Mickey Fickies, whether they realize it or not, that's kind of what they want. It's kind of what they want to do. But I think sometimes people his intentions made sense. He wanted to save his brother, but the way he wanted to do it wasn't. But then it's a whole chicken and the egg, because the only reason our culture is the way it is because we were forced into it and was flooded with everything that's supposed to be quote unquote black, as far as how we act. Last night, y'all, we be talking about music these days. These kids just junkies and this. And I ended up listening to the whole East 99 last night, boom. And Mr. Ouija came on, and I'm sitting there, murder, and I was like, oh my gosh, we was singing murder hymns. We was singing murder hymns in '94. Mo Murder. Mr. Ouija 2 is dope too. And I'm talking about that album got like 4.5 stars. I went and read all the old reviews. I fell down the rabbit hole of Bone. I was like, oh my gosh, like. And then growing up at that time, like all our music was, these kids now is junkies, but we was murderers. Our music was murder music when we grew up. It was just about murdering and smashing. So him wanting to but that culture was actually designed, like it was pushed for us to have that mentality, and music came from that, because just in our genetics, we make songs about our surroundings regardless. Well, we even came over here, for our ancestors came over here. Over there, history was passed down through music, because we just the most talented, beautiful music making folks anywhere of period. So it don't matter what situation we in, we gonna make music about it. It's just the music, the environment that was created for us got reinforced using our talent of music, because we go rap or sing about whatever, or we go make music about whatever our surroundings was. So it was weaponized to keep it going. But that was all about design, redlining, gerrymandering, a whole bunch of stuff, which I feel was another point of They Cloned Tyrone. Is just, we make these sections, you go be in there, and it's gonna be everywhere. It's Tyrone's all over the place. But yeah, they still got a British dude to play Tyrone. Now, I'm conflicted. Do I want one of us to play a Tyrone? And that's the thing about it. This was so messed up about our society where we at right now, right? We so mad in so many microaggressions that we can't all come together to attack the major aggressions. And they got it. I'm talking about, it's so crazy how it's infighting, because everybody thinks just black folks be fighting amongst each other and they got us. No, they got all these sections. They got white folks infighting over here, infighting over there, infighting over here, infighting over there, da da da. And it's hard to think past that because it's so messed up. Like, it affects us all so much when you can tell with folks like Killer Mike and other folks, once they hit a certain socio-economic place, a lot of it be lip service and stuff. But at that point, once you hit a certain amount of money that you make, a certain amount of income, and you ain't really got to worry about your kids no more, you could still have that, yo, I want to save my people, this, this, this. But once you make a certain amount of money, and a lot of people be like, oh, money ain't gonna stop racism from happening to you. That's very true. However, once you got enough money, you can segregate yourself to where you ain't even got to deal with it no more, because you got so much money that you got other people being the face of your businesses for you. So you can isolate yourself from that. It's a movie on, and I'm not saying racism don't exist. I'm saying if you got enough money, you can be living anywhere in the world you want to, how your business is operating, and just don't have to deal with it no more. You can go to be anywhere. And a lot of folks start getting up there thinking that they still thinking with the people. And I know people like this, because you get in your own little bubble of your income. And not everybody like this, but I'm just saying there's a lot of people that they thought processes of their socio-economic place in the world. And I don't care what nobody says. The more money you get, the easier stuff can be. And I say it can be. It's not guaranteed. But as far as the regular term, because, it's racism, but it's classism more than anything else. It's really either you have or have not. That's really what it is. And we really need to, if we could get past racism, sexism, homophobia, ableism, all of the isms, which I believe that they perpetuate out there to make us all point fingers at each other down here in the have-not area, we can never look up at them, because we always looking at, you racist, you sexist, you are ableist, you this, instead of looking at, but these people up here that's funding the movies, they funding the commercials, they funding influencers to make black men hate black women stuff, trad wife on the white side about white women, being kept and all that stuff, versus they independent. They got them infighting over there. These billionaires, they pay to keep us all infighting with stuff that is justified. Don't get it twisted. but we never look up. They got us thinking it's a left and right issue when it's an up and down issue. Then the world's so messed up, it go back to what I just said. Most of us are of the belief that if I make enough money, I'm gonna be all right. So a lot of us be like, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up here and be a have, and then I'm gonna help all the have-nots. When it don't work like that. Because once you get up there, the longer you up there, and you not steadily going back down to be around the have-nots, before you know it, you still feel like you that person, but you not no more. You are not. And now you don't want to mess up what you got going on for yourself. And you might be saying one thing, but your actions and how you move is showing something, completely different. And it's real messed up because at least now with social media and all of us having different algorithms, and the algorithm can change somebody's mood. People don't understand how powerful social media is. Your algorithm can change your entire mood for the whole day. It could change. You could have woke up one morning thinking one way or feeling one way, and then by the end of the day, feeling complete. You could be feeling defeated. You could be feeling motivated. You could be feeling all sorts of stuff. But since our culture is not monolithic anymore, since we all not really just experiencing everything, back in the day, Super Bowl come on, whether you like sports or not, you was watching the Super Bowl everywhere. That's just what it was. Everybody only had 3 channels for the most part. And, the people that was doing pretty good had cable back in the 80s and stuff. But for the most part, we as a culture experienced everything together. Now, everything's so segregated. Now it's infighting within the infighting. And the thought process is, well, I got to get rich. Our thought process is for our children is, I want to make sure my children be rich or have a lot of money. We might not say that in words, but when you be like, yo, and please don't get it. So I went to college, graduated. I was blessed. My parents paid for my school for me or whatever. But the reason they paid for school for me is they was hoping that my degree would have me be rich. They didn't say that explicitly, but that's what it was. That's why because we were sold that education means you go be well off. Well off. That's the goal in life that is sold to us, to have money. Because if you have money, you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. And they lie to you, think having money just gonna make your life just perfect. A lot of people have that and stuff, and we just messed up. And it's so jacked up to where I know for a fact, if I was to come out and I just wanted to make a money dedicated to we need to be eating rich and stuff like that, which is channels like that. The channels that's real successful at that are easily, and I'm talking about the ones that's got the most reach, easily making at minimum 10 racks a month off of their channel alone. And if they making 15 or 20 after taxes, they are in the top 12 to 9% of the population income wise, to where it's like, so you want us to, eat the rich, but we on the richest platform. You making money from the rich, because when we on here, Google pay us because the rich corporations pay them to advertise. Then we get paid from them. So it's kind of very hypocritical. Even preaching on this. Back in the day, Martin Luther King, they was out in the streets for free. They weren't getting paid by 9th Street for marching and being on the corner out there. Matter of fact, they be out on the street, get their ass sprayed with water hoses and attacked by dogs. So they actually were standing up against the establishment because they weren't getting paid from the establishment to put out this message. Us coming on here, putting out these messages, is so bananas to me because I'm waiting for that check from the oligarchies that own the Googles. You know what really had pissed me off? Everybody was mad at Dave Chappelle and all them comedians from going over to Saudi Arabia getting that money. I was like, y'all, do y'all know how much Saudi Arabia invest in Google? Therefore YouTube. Invest in Meta. Therefore Instagram and Facebook. And Threads. Where, especially Threads, folks really think, oh, I'm so better. Look at me. I care about the community. We gotta fight the establishment. Trying to get paid from the establishment. Being a content creator. And it'd be the irony. And the only folks I really mess with acknowledge it. They be like, y'all do know I'm a hypocrite on here. You know, but I need to get the message out. I want to get the message out, but I am a hypocrite by being on this platform. That's why I'm very big on saying, y'all know I'm not a good person. Because I can sit here and tell y'all about we need to eat the rich all day. But I will stab someone if they do something and they mess up my same day delivery from Amazon. I'm talking about I will take your life. Won't think twice about it. I'd be like, wait, I got canceled off the list for what? And I know Amazon is a horrible setup for us as a whole. Unfortunately, I'm a human being, and myself comes first. Myself and my comfort, and the comfort of my wife, and the comfort of my daughter, and the comfort of my son comes before everybody. If my wife gotta wait 2 weeks for her, whatever weird stuff she be getting, that I be like, you want this? What you want? Okay. For her bread maker, my wife gotta wait 2 weeks when she could have got that the next. Somebody gotta go. Gotta go. Even though I know Amazon about to replace all their workers with robots in the next 10 years in the warehouses, which is kind of good because working in Amazon can be a very horrible existence. Because I wonder, do they let them go pee now? Because they used to didn't let them go pee. And I knew they wasn't lying because I worked at McDonald's and they wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. I worked there for 2 weeks. This is a short white woman would check us. I worked in the morning shift from 5 to lunch. So it was from 5 to 10. And me and this dude would be joking or whatever, and I was on the grill, and I ain't go French, y'all. I could reheat the hell out of some sausage patties, and I know how to crack eggs, 2 eggs at a time, one hand, and pop. And what's funny is on the Egg McMuffin, that's real eggs. I thought it was some pre-frozen. No, them be real. Anyway, so we be up there cooking and stuff. No talking. I was like, hold up, what? I was 27 at the time. 26, 27. I had just got fired from a real job. And I don't give a damn. I work anywhere. I don't care. And I'm joking about a real job. All jobs is real jobs. Y'all know what I'm saying. I was like, what you mean no talking? And he shut the hell up. Now, he was way younger than me, and both of them thought I was his age. And I was like, hold on, I'm not, no, I ain't, bitch. And I'm pretty sure Amazon was kind of the same way, where like, you can have no, and so I know ethically, you know, with just the structure of capitalism, which that it's not, you know, it is taking it to the max of capitalism, which sucks because if you just lay it out, you know what I'm saying? If we as humans weren't inherently genetically programmed to survive no matter what, people don't understand that surviving no matter what, it's kind of greed. I know it's different definitions for it, but in order to survive no matter what, that means it's either me or you. period. And capitalism exploits it's either me over you to the max. I'm talking about to the max, because eventually ethical capitalism in my mind would be ethical. It's either me or you, meaning it's a such thing as I have enough, which our society doesn't preach having enough. Our society preaches that if you reach this level, if you sustain that level, that means you are being complacent, not in reality, but based on how stuff is marketed to us. Let's say somebody get their associate's degree and they make 70 racks. And they fine with that. They cool driving a 82 Datsun. They fine with staying in in a lesser, nicer part of town. They fine with that. But as soon as they go online, I couldn't just settle for no associates. I had to go back and get my bachelor's. My maximum goal is my master's, and this and the third. It's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but the thing is, that's pushed as that person who is fine with their associate is a slacker, and they not motivated. And that is the byproduct of pushing exceptionalism in everything. Because exceptionalism in America means you got the highest title and you make the most money. That's what it is. And as we have been conditioned that having the biggest, the best, and the most of means you were success. What does that equal? That's greed. I watched Eddie Murphy's special on Netflix, and I saw his house, beautiful sunroof, and how the whole roof, I think his house got like 15, 20 rooms in it, and his family live there. Like a lot of people live there, which is cool. But let's say you ain't got no big family. Let's say you like Rick Ross, only 3 people like you, and you got a 30-room house. For what? Now, I know he rented out for business purposes and stuff, but there's certain people that just want a big mansion to say they got one, because you can only be in one room at a time. What all the rooms you need? Let's say you want a gym. All right, that's fine. You want a meditation room? Okay. You want a sauna room? All right, that's fine. You want a room for your clothes and shoes? I'll give you that. Then, after that, of course, you got your bedroom, your bathroom. I could see one bathroom for each one of them other rooms. I'm not unreasonable. But after that, what you need them other 47 other rooms for? For what? My only thought process is, unless you go move a whole bunch of people in there, is to say, I got 47 rooms. What's the other point? All the period movies I done watched, for the most part, even in them big castles, even though they had staffs and stuff, majority of the time, they walk around, the majority of the rooms was empty and full of shit. I got a homeboy, he buys old antique music equipment from estate sales. And it'd be crazy because he go to these estate sales. They be up in the hills in different cities or whatever. And these people be having massive homes. The rooms be full of stuff. And they pass, and now they kids are selling all the stuff. Or maybe they passed and didn't have their stuff set up correctly. Now they got to sell it all, to make the estate whole or whatever. And it's just full of stuff that don't even be open. And they kids like, yeah, they really love this and the third and da-da. So that goes back to my whole point of, we as humans are programmed to survive no matter what, period. That you kind of got to be greedy to be able to say, because it's got to be either you or the other person. since we are conscious and are we what's the word I'm looking for? We are aware of the pain of others. We are not animals to where we got to eat each other to survive. We come to a place where we be like, you know what? If we all stick together, all us can survive without having to say F nobody else. We can do it. But since we are humans, it's always gonna be one person that's gonna want more than somebody else. It's impossible. That's why people be like, we can live in the utopia. No, we can't. No, we can't. If it's more than one person in the area, one person go want more than the other person. One person go feel like they did more than the other person. One person go feel like they deserve more than the other. It's just human nature. And it's proven because people go crazy in solitary confinement most times because we as humans have to be able to compare ourselves to something else in order to make understanding of our own self. How I know if I'm a good person if I'm just by myself? How do I know if I'm smart if it's just me in the room by myself and I don't have nobody to say they dumb? You might not say that consciously, but subconsciously, that's how our brains work. So just by design, it is impossible for us to always be, everybody's just gonna be in harmony, holding hands and stuff like that. The only way that work is if the person, if it's a group of people and one of the people is greedier than everybody else and cool with controlling everybody else, but does not want harm to everybody else. So they try to build a system to where all the other people, you know, they cool with getting a little bit, but they go get the most. And the best of that system is they don't abuse the people that they got down there. But that only worked for so long because one of them people go either have a kid or one of them go wake up like, you know what, I think we getting hold. I heard that. That's why all the kingdoms, so one of the a mutiny happened when it be in military or politics or in a kingdom. The king got to have somebody to test their food because somebody else gonna want to be the king. But that's just human nature. Which leads all the way back to my first point, because I know I strayed all the way off with the British actors, you know, taking American roles or whatever. It's jacked up. But I get it. If they was horrible actors, I'd be super mad. Now, the only people I'm mad about was the Nina Simone situation, where I'm like, yo, what? I don't understand it. But I'm not. A lot of people's mad at the Zoe chick. I really wasn't mad at her because if you an actor, that's what you do. You act, and you just, you know. But she could have turned it down and had goodwill from us as a people. We all would have been like, yo, that was dope, man. You knew that was. But maybe her child was like, look, so you didn't give me the new McLaren because you gave a fuck about what all these people we never go meet, Mom. We never gonna meet. You know we're never gonna meet these. We don't even live by those pores. When the last time have you seen a regular black person, Mom? Exactly. So why do you care about what they're even saying? Now I have to drive this stupid Bentley out here when I could have had the new. You know what, Mom? I'm going to move over to the east wing of the estate, and I may talk to you after you're dead. And if I'm Zoe Zoolander, I'm gonna be like, you know what? She right. I don't know these pores. I'm gonna take that role and I'm gonna put on that what y'all is tar. I gotta put tar. That is super racist. 15 million. Okay, I got you. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying people be wanting to impress their children. Now, every once in a while, there do be, you know, some people that be like, yeah, I hate those darkies. I'm gonna take over it. I'm gonna just do their stuff, of course. And most of the time, it do be like, you know, powers that be like, yo, we gonna get them infighting. We gonna make them pissed off, so we gonna get her, and put her over the rest of these, and then watch them all be mad at her and not us for making the choice. And that's really how it really goes. Matter of fact, they kind of go back to my other point. They pull the marionette strings online to have us hating each other. Case in point, the whole everybody hate everybody. The incels, all women just want to use men. All women just want to use men. And then on the flip side, the white feminists, men just want our bodies for labor and making babies and da-da-da. Then the black women, all black men hate women, black women. Like, every group is pointing fingers at everybody else when, let's be real, it's a subset. Most of the incels with some duck butters. It's three, I think it's three. We gonna start with the men first, and I'm gonna work my way over. Because it's smoke for everybody. Don't get it twisted, though. Don't never forget, this is all of this stuff I'm about to tell y'all is by design by the people at the top to keep us from looking up. They want us looking left and right at each other instead of looking up. But I'm going to start with our left and right stuff, and then we go follow the trail up the marionette strings to the people that's got us fighting each other and how dumb it actually is. But there's always truth in something, right? So with the incels, it's not hard to make an incel. Incels are not new. For those who don't know what incel even means, involuntary celibacy. That means they are not able to get the physical love of a woman. And that's been here since the dawn of time. It's always been a duck that's been born. They go out, they either awkward, they not, attractive or whatever. If we go by science says that the sexes are attracted to each other based on instinct or primordial. I probably used that last word wrong, but men are supposed to be attracted to women because, she looks like she could healthily bring their offspring into the world, and women are attracted to someone who they believe could support the offspring that she brings into the world and her as well. That's where the attraction supposed to be, and it makes sense from some scientific point of view type stuff. It do, but that's where us being sentient and conscious mess up science, because then it go from outside of science, because it's some dudes that are born, they weak and scruggly physically, and that causes for some to be insecure around people that are more, physically in shape. And just through natural selection, if nobody could talk, there are certain attributes of body types that the majority, not all, but the majority of women will gravitate to. This without even personality or nothing. And that's incelism. I think Cain might have actually been the first incel on some, I think they probably leave this out, but I'm pretty sure, Abel, wherever the other ladies came from, because they don't never really explain that, but maybe it was their sisters, and they just didn't put, they was all smashing sisters and stuff, because they ain't, they didn't want people to be like, we just kind of made all this stuff up. But that's neither here nor there. I think Abel had the attention of all the ladies, and Cain was mad. I don't believe it was about he got greater favor with, and if it was greater favor, that's because when they walked in the house, Adam was like, damn, Brenda wants you too? Hey, Brenda mama wanted me too. Don't tell your mama though. And Cain was jealous, and he went on all up in the guts. Because most murders is over women. Y'all don't understand. And I'm not gonna segue into this, but we gonna get into it. Once I get to the women part, y'all be like, oh, men hate women. No, that's not true. Everything we do is because of y'all, to get y'all. But that we go get there. And this go explain all of that. So the incels are born because just without even opening their mouths, they are not just based on science and biology being selected or chosen by women just because the women's body says, you know what, if that get us pregnant, the offspring go be weak and they not gonna even be able to protect that offspring or protect us. So we just, you know, in our bodies reject these people. So incels been here since day one. And what they do, since our bodies are designed for y'all, not all of us, because some people like, some dudes like other dudes. We're not talking about that segment of the population right now. We're talking about dudes that do want women. When you can't get what your body craves, because that's our basis. Like, we literally created to reproduce with each other, majority of us. Or that's the whole, like, I'm talking about that's in our DNA to just reproduce the DNA and keep the population. When you can't do what your body around 11, 12 start kicking in testosterone and all this stuff, you feel like a piece of crap. You feel like, and of course, there's going to be a resentment to the opposite sex because guess what? Unfortunately, now back in the day, you know, I think people could be honest parents. And, you know, because when we was having kids to, you know, tend to the farm or be able to go hunting or contribute to the tribe, if one of the kids was too weak, they could look them dead in the eye, and be like, you are weak and we should kill you. Matter of fact, I think we gonna kill you. We gonna sacrifice you to the moon gods and stuff, because ain't nobody gonna miss you. You not contributing nothing. You are worthless. And guess what? That child knew and was fine with it. They was like, you know what? I can't contribute to the harvest. So at minimum, I'm going to make our sun god happy and you can get rid of me because I am kind of worthless. That's how that was back then. But now we got machines and stuff. We don't need the children's muscles and stuff for the harvest. However, they still have a need to want to replicate. And women, based on science, still want someone they feel will be able to protect the offspring and provide for the offspring and even themselves. And when you can't get chosen in a society where you can't even be sacrificed to the sun god, you super lost. And now you hate all the women. And not only do they hate all the women, they hate all the dudes too. That's why all the incels follow leader incels. And there's two types of leader incels. The first type are they incels just like them, except go back to that other human need. They greedier than them, and they cool with manipulating them as they the alpha incel, and they all follow and have a pity party and woman hating parties and stuff amongst each other. But at least that top incel making money from them, and then is buying vagina without telling their followers. That's what they doing. Teaching them all women is in the third when they ain't even got no real experience with women at all. So you got that one leader of the incels. They make up stuff about women because they don't know women. They ain't never talked to women. They mama don't like them. Then you got the second type of incel leader. Someone who actually do got experience with women and is super greedy and like, I'm gonna pimp these dudes to the max. And they be lying to them about how they treat women and be having whole wives that they cook for and clean the house for them every day. And happy to do it because they know your woman being happy make your life happy. But they just pimping all these other dudes. Them the two type of people. And guess who fund both of them? The Marionette stream folks. So Super, you saying they just be calling them and be telling them to say this stuff and sometimes, but that's not the most way. The most way is they get online where you can get paid, and since negativity breeds the most views, they still getting paid by the establishment via the payment system that is set up. It fuels negativity, so they get paid from it. So yes, they are getting paid by the establishment to spew this stuff. Because when you try to preach, positivity, you can grow, you can be, but it takes much longer. It takes much longer. The only way you gonna really blow up that is if you on a religious tip or you talking about yoga or something very specialized. If you just talking about just some regular, this ain't religious, this ain't nothing, you are gonna just be floating in the algorithm like this. So that's the incel. And the incels watch these other dudes. Either they getting lied to by the dudes that actually get women. Oh, it's a third one too. It's a third one. The third incel leader is a dude that actually get women. And he try to get an incel's hope. Shit, my bad. He try to get an incel's hope that they can get a woman like him by, looks maxing, which is doing all this stuff to try to, change their appearance and give the, and it'd be some good advice, work out, try to, get your income up or whatever so you can live comfortable. But it really ain't good advice because they telling them to get in shape. They claiming just do it for you. They lying though. They only doing that to get a woman. They only trying to make money to get a woman, which makes them very irate when they find out that women really on some real stuff don't care about none of that if they really like you or are really attracted to you. You could live in a cardboard box. And I know this for a fact. I'm telling you, I know this for a fact. You could have a high, I'm talking about she got all the bachelor's degrees, you ain't got nothing. But if she like hanging out with you, and them dudes that have that allure of women telling these incels, oh, all you got to do is just look at me. These be 6'2", chiseled, cheekbone, the ones that, the pretty boy Floyds. And them dudes be like, yeah, I'm going to start working out. But they face still be ugly and they still be 5'0". So guess what? That builds resentment against women because it still ain't working. And let me go and throw this in here. It's somebody for everybody. It's a pot for every lid. But let's go back to the marionette strings. It is a standard of beauty that is pushed to both men, women, LGBTQ. Everybody gets pushed a certain standard. To the point, I'm talking about this to the point to where some women are attracted to chubby dudes, right? But how TV and all that stuff, especially in the 80s and 90s, I think it get a little bit better now, but pushed it to where if you with this type of dude, you what? So it's a lot of people that got in relationships with people because they are the beauty standard and they don't even like that person. I done did that before. I'm talking because I knew when I went out, people was gonna be like, damn, how you pulled it? And I ain't like, I hated this person because we just wasn't compatible. And so these incels start wanting a certain type of woman because they want what the establishment has said. This is the status. This is, people go look at you like this from that. Now, don't get it twisted. There is a natural, even before it was establishment and everybody got, it is a such thing as universally attractive and universally as ugly. It just is. And we need to be trill about that. If we went back to day one, even whatever created us looked down one day, it was like, one of the angels was like, what's wrong, Lord? You know who is famous down there right now? And it's like the ugliest thing I ever made. Who? This Livingston. Who? He call himself DJ Academics now. But I really I was tired that day. And I just didn't give my best. And It is a such thing as universally attractive and universally up. It's also a such thing as people have auras to where they may not be physically, but they aura is just something about them that people like and are attracted to. It's different types of attractions and everything. It's a universal physical attraction. It's a universal aura attraction. It's a universe that we all can agree on. And then on both sides. But what they sell to the incels is, I can tell you how to get the universally attractive female or woman, because I know I did studying on why female was bad and stuff, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. I know the reason. I'm really kind of like, because man, we don't. In damn way, I don't feel like getting into that right now. We'll talk about that Monday. But they go get this type of woman. And when that don't happen, they mad at everybody. But they don't want to be ousted by their community because they lonely. So they'll still mess with all these other incels, knowing deep in their gut that 9 times out of 10 is wrong. And then they get online, all women this, all women that. My uncle got divorced, she took this. My friend got this, and they it's always somebody else they took everything because them Mickey Pigs ain't got nothing. But it's being spurred by capitalism because the 3 types of incel kings I told you about making money from these dudes. Selling them all types of dick pills and muscle pills, steroids, all sorts of stuff. The marionette strings is what's got these dudes online spewing this stuff about women. When they truly love women and really want one and are just extremely sad because the dream they have been sold about the woman they are supposed to have is not being met. As I said earlier, it's somebody for everybody. However, now, don't get it twisted. Some people you just naturally not attracted to. That's just, but like I gave y'all that example earlier. Some women attracted to bums, but society be like, why you with that bum? So she can't even be happy. She got to go get with this dude her mama wanted to get with. And she go treat him like trash. Vice versa with dudes. Dudes to get pushed into or get with a woman because they think they go get props from their homeboy. Don't even like her and treat her like trash. Why? Because media and all of this marketing and stuff, what you supposed to want to have, what you supposed to want to be with, what you supposed to want, how much money they supposed to have, how much this, that, and the third. Not saying get with somebody that can't support themselves, but it go back to, if you got enough, capitalism tells you it's never enough. Never. And people get trapped in that, so they find somebody that got enough, but they might have, somebody else in their family like, that ain't enough. Nah. What you mean you go, what? A 82 Datsun? You do know they don't got airbags in them. I ain't gonna front. That's kind of valid too, though. Anyway, so that's the incels. They love women, but they are being taught to hate them. And guess who make the most money from it? Not only them 3 incel folks, but gyms, the pill companies, pharmaceutical companies. All of the porn sites make money off of these dudes, fulfilling their fantasies, strip clubs, restaurants, everybody, Walmart, everybody make money off of people being sad and unsatisfied with their life. They make more money off of that than people being satisfied. Because people want to run away from they sadness. So that's the incels. And why they claiming they hate women or women, they don't believe that. They getting pushed that. Now don't get it twisted. For every situation I'm telling you for, there are always other instances where it's some dudes that did get done real dirty. And they did do somebody real good and got done. And they hatred is pure. I got done dirty hatred. But I'm saying that a lot of them have been programmed through that hatred and are being separated by they did a study in businesses. Because I don't know if y'all know this. I read nothing but marketing books. I've been reading them for years. They did a study in the 20s and the 30s or whatever, and they found out, and this is why I believe that they started making lax rules on divorces, that it was primarily financially incentivized and lobby for, because they did research that when people are sad and feel lonely, they spend more money to make up for their emptiness. So people getting divorced and stuff like that, don't get it twisted. People did need to get it. It was very toxic marriages that, you know, men had too much power over women. Also, divorce need to be, but they pushed it to where even healthy marriages, relationships, they started doing stuff to get them apart. It was some people that was perfectly fine with the setup. Wasn't nobody beating nobody or nothing. One person ran the money, but they found out that they make way more money with people being divorced. Because guess what? Now women buying stuff, and now the man buying stuff. They buying stuff they wouldn't have never bought apart, or they buying the same stuff that both of them could have bought one and shared it. Now they buying it separate. They make way more money when everybody depressed, because people spend more money when they depressed or sad or whatever, or they buy double. They'll end up having to buy the same thing that they only had to buy one of. Now the company makes twice. But people don't think it's that deep. Everybody, oh, them conspiracies. It literally be in books. But that's another topic. Now let's move over to the women. With feminism, you gonna hear a lot of people, feminism was the downfall. A lot of these incel dudes and stuff be pushing that. Not doing the history on feminism. Feminism was needed. Feminism wasn't hate men in the beginning. It was we want to be able to buy stuff by ourselves. We want a credit card. We want a bank account. We want to be able to buy a house. We want to be a person. That's what it originally started as. But I do believe, this is my belief, it got co-opted and it got infiltrated into separation to make a certain segment actually really hate men, like the incels are programmed to hate women. I believe it's on both sides. And then it is marketed as, oh, I'm just trying to help. No, they don't. They don't be trying. And it's the same with the incels. You got three. Now with the feminists, you got feminists, the trill ones. They be like, yo, we just want to be equal. We know you want to be in love with somebody and you want to be attracted to somebody. We just want to have equality and stuff. Them the healthy ones. The healthy dudes that want to help men they ain't one of the three incel people. That's all manipulative. But as far as with the feminism stuff, you got the universally ugly ones that, just like the universally ugly DJ academic incels, these femcels, they want the most wanted of the men. Of course, sadly, the difference between women and men is women won't smash something just to smash something, because y'all don't have the a penis that controls you. Y'all think and that's something else we gotta talk about. Y'all really think that we be joking when it comes to this. And I can hear y'all, that's an excuse. No, it is not. It is, y'all don't, since y'all don't know the herb, what y'all don't understand what it's like to actually legit have two brains. And one that don't do nothing all day can just wake up one day and be like, no, you go do that. And you be like, I don't want to do that. And be like, no, you're going to do that. And I ain't talking about cheating. I'm talking about just getting with something that you wake up the next morning, you be like, oh my gosh, why? And eventually we do gain control, but between the ages about 13 and I'll say about 33. Nevertheless, the unattractive push the man hate just because they not chosen by who they want, and they pretty much femcels. They call them femcels. And since they lonely and can't have what they want, they preach, hey, don't none of these, all men are dirty. All men are this, all men are that, da 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 da. Just like them mid, because the red pill shit started with the mid out, men going their own way. Them was the dudes that had got divorced and was super heartbroken, but they got divorced when they was like 52 and they was too ugly to really get somebody, you know what I'm saying, they wanted. So they was like, I'm gonna just be lonely by myself. And they was preaching that, and then it turned into the, you know, the red pill stuff. But, you know, the femcels, the ugly, they like screw all men, they horrible. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I am not leaving out abuse of both physical and sexual nature. Is done way more on women and little girls and stuff than men, but it happened to men too. So we not talking about them. We taking them out. Not that they are not important, but I'm talking about that's super understandable. That's way deeper. We not, but I'm not. That's not something that I'm not cognizant of. We gonna leave that out because I know people gonna be like, well, when I was 12, I understand. That's, we not talking about it. We talk about folks that grew up. Yeah, none of that happened, but was just ugly. Then they follow her. Then sadly, and this is where, you know how it's toxic masculinity? I believe it is toxic masculinity that it is. So what'll end up happening, and don't get it twisted, this is also, because I know about patriarchy. I know about all of this stuff. But I'll lead more stuff back up to capitalism more than anything else. Because capitalism can be run by anybody. And capitalism go be corrupted, whether it's a matriarchy or a patriarchy. If it's capitalism, it's go in bad. But let me tell y'all something. No matter what humans choose to do, it's go in bad because humans are bad in general. Because my first point, we got to survive no matter what. Surviving no matter what means it's always going to be me. Either I'm going to pick me or I'm going to pick you to suffer. And 90% of us go pick ourselves to not suffer. So we be throwing around capitalism and all this other stuff, but it don't matter what's it, communism, socialism, somebody go be like, I'm better than these other folks and I know what's best for them. It don't matter what, matriarchy, patriarchy, a piecearchy, it don't matter. I just want to put that out there as well. There's never going to be kumbaya unity amongst all humans. And that's why the one dopest thing about that Bible, no matter, we all are sinners. And so, and you're supposed to strive for perfection, but there's no such thing as that. All you can do is just do the best that you can. Yeah, back to where I was at before. But the femcels push, screw all men, we don't mean men, they the worst thing. And then they super excel, and they do the same thing that the incels tell, the incel kings tell they following to do. Go to the gym, get the biggest muscles, go get the best job, make the most money. And they tell them. Now, with the femcels, I kind of get it, because women were held back. And same thing with black people, too. Black people, women were held back from even being able to read at a time. So I understand wanting to excel the most educationally, because education was held back from not only black men and women, but then even once black men was able to, it was held back from women, period. So black women had the double whammy of it. So of course, I understand them wanting to get all the degrees and all of this stuff. I get it. But the toxic femininity weaponize that and have them, and like I said, it starts with the uglies first, that I got all of this. And it's no different than the incel rhetoric. Look at all the money I got. Look at how big my house is. I got all of this stuff. The only difference is with the women, they'll put, I got it by myself. I ain't need no man to get it. You still talking about all the stuff that you got? Stuff. And what is stuff? Where do you get stuff? Well, you buy it. And what is buying stuff? That's from capitalistic systems. Who benefits from us trying to buy the most expensive and the biggest and most stuff? Capitalist. The marionette strings. It always follow back up there. So even though it is being taught, hey, as a positive thing, it's not negative to want to have things, but people strive for the biggest, bestest, mostest, all of this, and lose sight of, I could have just got here and been all right. But no, now they get stuck up, and like I said, it's no different than men and women. I don't watch the Housewives or none of that stuff, but I watch all the creators that talk about them. And I remember this one chick that they be talking about named Wendy, and apparently a lot of people didn't like how she was throwing her degrees and all of this stuff in people's face. And it was understandable because it's like, so? That's like throwing anything in my face. I don't care. Hey, I make the most 3-pointers. Nigga, so? I don't care. I won the best. It don't matter, man, woman, or what. I don't want to hear about all your accolades and you throwing this. Is that your personality? It don't matter. Now, like I told you, I'm very cognizant of, and I understand why, that the strive. I just told y'all. However, that does not negate that is annoying. That's like me. That's like Mark. When he got that CD player, and he was like, hey, y'all see. And everybody's like, we don't care about your CD player. He was like, you do know it costs $400 though. That is annoying when somebody tries to make, he was making that CD player his personality. That's who he was. You supposed to like him because of the CD player. And that's what ends up happening. And the femcel women that push that to their audience, because they making money from the establishment, because how they making money? Content, selling stuff, selling calendars, ebooks, all of this stuff, capitalizing off of trying to have, and I do believe it is a small segment that are doing it on some real stuff, trying to boost the confidence or making sure that women are financially independent so that they are not put in a position to be manipulated and used by men. That does happen, and I believe that some do, but a lot of them are pimping. And they like, girl, all you need is all these degrees and all this. Can't nobody tell you nothing. Da, 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 da. And what happens is a lot of these people make that their personality. That's who they are. They accomplishments. Same thing with dudes. It's no different than dudes who got a real nice car. They car become they personality. They jewelry become their personality. They house become their personality. Once something outside of yourself becomes yourself, what you present first, that's a problem. And that's always going to end badly for you. Because once you put that type of stuff out, if you put that out, the only thing you can do is meet somebody else that's putting that stuff out. Then by the time y'all really find out who the real person is because that's representative. All the stuff that you got ain't you. It ain't just one master's degree. Everybody, you was on that stage with 100 other people. So if 100 people and they all got a master's degree, or 100 people all got a Bentley or whatever, and that's who they supposed to be, what happened when the Bentley go away? A lot of people say, well, the master's degree, it can't go away. It's still not you. Now it do show that you know how to follow through. You know how to put your mind on something and follow through, but that's not who you are. And the incel leaders teach the men that they can replace another human being with their muscles and their stuff and their car and they whatchamacallit. The only difference is they tell them to use that as bait to get a woman, but usually they teaching them to get a superficial woman that is going to fulfill their self-fulfilling prophecy of getting used. Then with the women, the femcel ones, they whole point is trying to tell them you don't need a man. So they teaching them stuff to repel a man as most as possible. Meaning, hey, girl, you meet him, you tell him, bitch, I got 2 masters. You don't know nothing. I ain't impressed by your apartment that you got. That's an apartment. You need to get your life together. Of course you ain't gonna get no man saying no stuff like that. Nobody wanna hear that. A woman don't wanna hear that. Nobody does. But guess who make the most money? That woman that's got getting 1 million views telling folks that. Now don't get it twisted. Even with the incels and femcels, when you get your heart broke, of course you need a little confidence boost. You know what I'm saying? You need to know that you is special, you is somebody. But they take it too far. They do too much. And they capitalize off of it. Then you got the femcels. And like I said, for anybody just getting here, we leaving out abuse and messed up childhoods and all of that stuff. We just talking about the people that ain't experienced it, because I'm a non-experiencer of trauma, but I got friends who is experienced that type of trauma. But the kind of trauma I had was growing up is one time I had went to McDonald's. My mom had got a Happy Meal. We got home, I opened it up, and my goddamn, not only was my cookies not in that bitch, neither was the damn toy. But the McDonald's, my mom was tired. She was like, we ain't going back up to McDonald's. And the pain I felt. I'm telling y'all that to say I was very blessed. But I had friends who had real problems growing up. But we not going there right now. We're just talking about people that didn't have no problems and get sucked into these little pockets that capitalism and these platforms monopolize and pimp off of. So then you got the other women that do the same thing as the incels and just hate all men. All men go cheat. Just like the incels, all women just want you for your money. And then they take what I started this whole conversation with and stretch it out of proportion. Now I started off with human nature, based on science, is our biology. Men want a woman they feel can carry their offspring and deliver them healthily, and women biologically want a man that they feel are going to give them healthy offspring and be able to protect and provide for that. There's just some biological things we want, right? But they take that and manipulate it to it. They change something that's natural to women just want you for your money. And then the women will change it to, oh, men just want sex and they hate you and they don't care about none of your feelings or nothing. And say all. Not some. Not a lot. Not even the ones you talk to, but all. When that is a lie. It's never all. It's never all of nothing outside of the Drake fans. It's never all or nothing. But I'll be on social media, which is why I don't be on there a lot. But I'll be on there and all women is gold diggers. All of them this. And the male, the Meg Thee Stallion that Klay Thompson highlighted it so well. The main thing it highlighted to me though is just how well that we are, our people, and people in general, can be manipulated by the media. And a lot of people don't know that some of the strongest opinions be coming from bot accounts. These don't even be real accounts. And bots been around since 2014, 15. When I'm talking about bot accounts, it's accounts that people follow to this day don't know it's not a real person. To this day, they don't know. Or it was huge accounts that started and they were honeypot accounts and they generated all of this just, one-sided stuff, attracted real people to it, and then they got other people to create communities, and that whoever created that one main bot site took it off. So you can't even be like, oh, I can show you, because they smart. But with the Meg and the Klay thing, I was seeing women in relationships. I'm talking about good relationships, been in them for years, be posting their husband every other week. He would take them trips and all. And they was like, yeah, all black men hate black women. I was like, but you just posted how your husband was the greatest dude yesterday. How it be all? Why is you? But them got the most likes. They got the most, and I know they got addicted to them likes. And I'm guessing they don't be on there, or maybe they making some money from it. But I wish I would see my wife post all men hate black women in I'm like, babe, just last night you told me I was the best thing that ever happened to you. What did you mean? You know I'm black. I'm actually like 3 times blacker than the rest of black people. What is And it showed me that, first off, people do anything for clout. Because the sad thing, I be talking about capitalism and making money off of it, but the system got us so twisted. People do stuff for free likes. People do stuff for likes and shares. Don't even be getting paid for it. They'll say some shit for likes and shares and digital hugs. Thank you, Kendrick Lamar. But I was seeing women in happy relationships, all black men and hate black women. Now, I understood the single ones. I understood the ones was like, yeah, my man chokes me out 18 times, and statistically it take a woman 6 to 7 times to leave an abusive relationship. Them, if all they boyfriends choked them out and they was all black, I can't. I'm gonna be like, now, 2 things can be true at once, people. You can be done chose wrong. But if 7 people you was with in the road choked you, of course I'll be like, yeah, I see why you hate them. You did kind of choose the same. All of them was Pirus, treetop Pirus, active, and they were 48 years old. They had face tats and didn't have real jobs. On the flip side, I use some what stereotypes on them. Y'all remember that Tyler Perry movie? I think it was the one about I forgot which one this was, but one of the craziest scenes I ever seen in my life was Blair Underwood. They was at that dinner party, and I guess his wife said something, and so they was like, "Yeah, can you excuse me?" And he took her. They was at the gala or whatever. He took in that room, and she turned around. She was like, "Hey, what's up?" Suit and tie, pretty boy wave having. Good job, Blair Underwood. I'm talking about pimp slapped. So it ain't gotta be they always pick a thug. You do know you can pick the same person, and that same the person that's on the inside just got a different job, more money, a better house, or whatever. You can pick the same person that's just got different exterior. So I want to break away from the stereotype. Anybody can beat your ass. But that's just like any woman could do you dirty too. It could be a college educated woman that do you dirty. It could be a super hood booger that do you dirty. So I just wanted to get that out the way because I don't want y'all to feel, because I went with the statistical, she picked the super thug. But it don't matter. It's a horrible version of every type. And some people pick the same type of person that's on the inside. Now, some people they got the same exterior every time, but a lot of people pick the same person and they be having different exteriors. So like I said, it can be 2 things true. You pick wrong, but you got done wrong. Both of them can be true. And like I said, for people that's done picked wrong 87 or 90% of the time, I understand you feeling like everybody hate, but then this is what I do. I don't know if y'all do this, but people who say that, I'll go to their page, and some of them, not all, but some of them, I go and they'll be like, happy anniversary to my mama and daddy. They've been together for 70 years. My daddy is the best man I know. He took care of my mom, paid for my school and all this. And then, but when the Megan, they said all black men is horrible, cheat, and hate black women. And they daddy was blacker than me. I was like, why is it all? Can we stop the all then? Clicks and views, likes, shares. Y'all noticing how I'm saying some and a lot of, and I'm bringing y'all some, but that don't push you through the algorithm. It gotta be all. Then the Nick, I'm sorry, it's a morning show. Then the dudes. Oh, she was, what you expect? She was twerking. She was talking about WAP and all of this. And once again, two things can be true at once. You can talk about how you will take another woman's man and he go want you more than he wanted her. I'm talking about in pretty much all the songs. And kind of talk about, even though you got a degree and stuff, the most of what you talking about don't be about that. It be about just how good the ocean and the motion in the ocean is. But not be even living like that for real. And just want one person. And won't really take nobody else, dude, or nothing like that. That could be true. Or you could have been doing all of that. You could currently be doing all that. And people can trace it back. But you can still get your heart broke at the same time. You can. Men will go on and be like, yeah, these women, this, that, and the third. And it's this song on Stank On You called We Love These Hoes. And I know about the Madonna horror complex and stuff, and that is also perpetuated by capitalism as well. Because and not even capitalism, that's where religion come in too. That's a whole nother conversation. We'll bring that in. And religion ain't nothing but another form of capitalism and pimping, but I'll say that for another day. But the men come in. So now the men saying all this about, oh, she was doing this, or women in general, women having fun or whatever they consider fun, being outside or whatever, blah, blah. And now that person don't deserve nothing. They don't deserve to be treated right or nothing like that because of the music they made. Then I always have to come back and be like, so Pooh Shiesty, I want him to be free, but he just be robbing people in broad daylight. But you think and you don't want him to change, but you want him to be free. But if this person, and then you saying if he wanted to change, he can't change. Now they saying Gucci can't change. So what is it? And that's how messed up the programming is. Because if a person changed, now they fake, even if it's for the better. And if a person don't change, but they get in trouble for doing the same thing, oh, we need to free that person. So then when they bring it on the women, the woman can't never change neither. She the same person forever because what she did back then. But at the same time, dudes want women and they want to smash. And a lot of times we do want to smash without no extra stuff. But now they supposed to have scarlet leather forever. And like I said, that's when religion and a whole bunch of, other stuff come into it. And it's just hypocritical on both sides. If the word all wasn't used, I wouldn't have no problems. If it was some. But it's all. And it's used by everybody. And as I wrap this back to the incels, all men don't hate women. Most men want a woman. I'm talking about we will give both testicles for to have a woman. I'm talking about for my wife, I would go pimp slap everybody in the world. One by one. That's 8 billion people. I would give 8 billion slaps for my wife. Most people would give anything. Most men give anything just to have a woman. And a man or a woman, and this is straight gay, would give anything just to have another person that not only are they sexually attracted to, but they get along with, and we take care of each other. That's what most people want in general. I'm not talking about you polygamists. I'm not talking about y'all folks that got enough energy to have conversations with 4-5 people in a day, because y'all are crazy to me. I'm talking about the people just want both on both sides. And the platforms are making it to where that is being very hard to accomplish, at least online. And sadly, it has at first I was like, oh, that's just online. It ain't affecting real life. Until I started seeing how Gen Z is acting, them kids are screwed. They are screwed. At least when I was young, I would hear, and see all the videos of, dudes like, Too Short, all this stuff. But then when I got in real life, I was able to be experienced. We didn't have cell phones, so I wasn't constantly programming that stuff. So when I went outside, I was like, man, Hey, I think Too Short was being a little facetious, saying that bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. I think he was not talking about everybody. I really do. Because I met this wonderful girl at the library today while I was stealing books. Why was you stealing books from the library? They free. Because I'm not going to bring them back. But that's neither here nor there. I got a date with Tawanda next week. But now these kids are on their phones constantly. So they don't get a break. So they are perpetually, they see, oh man, is this and that? Girl, oh man, ain't this and that? Dude, come on. Hey, I'd like to get you know. You ain't nothing. You hate me. Same thing with the me. I see Gen Z run around. Unfortunately, the programming is deep with them. It's gonna be very stupid this next generation, and I'm so looking forward to being clocked out, so I don't have to live through it because they screwed. Because the algorithm has in the businesses, the corporations have won because we all on here giving our opinions, but most people are cool with giving a specific opinion that's gonna make them the most money, whether it's gonna have a good or bad effect on anybody. Sadly, they take certain situations, and like I said, you can experience the same thing. There is a such thing as systematic stuff. But most of the time, with relationships, if you, and this is outside of the internet, a lot of people no, it ain't outside of the internet. A lot of people are afraid to be alone because I made a joke the other day about going to the movies by yourself and how I think people weird. Even though I go to the movies by myself, I will go to the movies. To this day, I will, and I did ever since I was 12 years old. However, I was telling y'all, when I see somebody else at the movies, I'll make up stories in my mind about how I think maybe they got a real strong body odor, and that's why wouldn't nobody go with them. Or all sorts of stories. And I think a lot of people make bad decisions out of fear of being by themselves, when the best thing to do after you get broke up with, or you break up with somebody, is to take like a good year, even maybe 2 years. Be by yourself. Evaluate yourself. Why did you choose whoever? Was that person? Did you do the most? Did you pick somebody you knew it wasn't gonna work with? Was it somebody that you self-sabotaged with? And then give somebody people. So because now, remember earlier I said that people being apart, they make money from that, but they also make money from people trying to be together or staying together. Because guess what? It's a bajillion children that have been birthed. Just try to save a relationship. You know how many trips to Hawaii have been booked trying to save a dying or dead relationship? You know how many diamond rings, which diamonds are not at all rare by any means. The De Beers company put a monopoly on the diamond mines a long time ago. But you know how many worthless clear rocks have been sold to save a relationship so people don't be by themselves? They, meaning the corporations, pimp people's fear of being alone. Then we'll push out stuff to make people break up and then keep the cycle going. Corporations make way more money from people getting together, breaking up, and then get with another person. Because the money to start a relationship costs a lot, and especially if you get married, the money to dissolve a relationship costs a lot. they don't make a lot of money with stability and sustained. It's just like the stock market. You make more money. You can always make money in the stock market because it's either going up or it's going down. You can make money both ways, and that's what the corporations do. And since people don't read marketing books like that, people believe a lot of stuff is done out of goodwill. They believe a lot of messaging is done when the messaging is to make you a fanatic, the word fan, but a fanatic for not only a product, but a slogan or a way of thought. And this all is very strategically and well planned and thought out. These marketing books are very important because companies pay psychiatrists, psychologists, behavioral scientists. They get all this data on how we move and what influence us and all of this stuff. And people be thinking that the commercials that we watch is just somebody had a good idea. Do you know how much research they did to make it influential, even though it might seem dumb? I was talking about how dumb that Ice Spice commercial was with the Wendy, but that commercial wasn't for my demo. And people come online thinking, well, I ain't gonna even say thinking, or I say a lot of people come online and be giving advice that they feel in their heart is good at that time based on the feelings that they feel. Sometimes people vent or whatever, but even if they change their thought process, once you start getting them checks, it's very hard to be like, hey guys, I don't feel like that anymore. Yeah, I just know. It's hard to stop that money from just running your mouth coming in, or people buying your book full of distortions and lies, or based on specific situations that you now, to protect yourself, are placing it on everybody. I talk about woods on here, but I'm very cognizant that it's not all woods. It's not. Being American is, you can't, if racism is as American as apple pie. All races have stereotypes about other races, but what amazes me every day, because especially if you done been to other countries, if you've been to Asia, or you've been to Africa, Northern Africa, or anywhere, or Germany or whatever, Sweden or something like that, where it is just the one ethnicity or one just race of people, the majority, and then you come back to America, it is insane that all of us, do we have mass shootings and stuff all the time? Sure we do. Yeah, it's very crazy over here because everybody got guns and stuff. However, that's just a part of innate murder and killing. That's some human stuff. That all of the stuff we do is human. People try to act like that is not human. No, that's just it go back to what I told you. It is in our DNA to survive, whether it's got to be me or you. So that includes that as well. It includes reproduction and it includes deduction as well. If I gotta go, if you go before I go. Some people take a lot of people, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is, it is insane that in a country that's based on hating somebody else just based on the color of their skin, which was really perpetuated just to keep, poor people from all coming together. That was a big chunk of it too. Like, if we can teach them to hate them, then we can pimp all of them. You do know that. Because unfortunately, poor white people don't understand that rich white people look at them as N-words as well. Even if they get the money, they'll look at your pedigree and stuff and be like, yeah, you're not one of us. I'm sorry. With all that being said, it is crazy that we still can operate together, even, with our differences and things of that nature, even though it's messed up. So we can override it. I ain't go front. I forgot my point with that last point and stuff. What time is it? 11:30. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh, y'all. I talked the amount of time because I said I was going to be on here till 11:30. The only bad thing is didn't talk about none of the topics on here. Let's see what you guys are talking about down here. Let's go. I ain't go front. I kind of forgot about whatever I talked about for the last hour and stuff. But I'm pretty sure it was good. Whatever it was. Let me see. Can I pull the chat up here? I think I'm gonna pull the chat over here. Let me see. Climb the mountain. What mountain? Swim the sea. What sea? See what I mean? No, I don't know, but I don't want to be too deep. Oh, oh, oh. I remember Poetry. Poetry was dope as hell. All right, can I make this screen big? Okay, yeah, I can. Let's see, can I stretch it out? All right. That's ugly. I'm gonna have to make this more readable. But we go come here and read for the last 30 minutes. Then I'm talking about more to come back. Let me see. Bad y'all. If y'all was on here yesterday, they do be hitting me up and hit by the right person. I got to get the hell off here. Let me see. Say I get fired, they go call me in, and they go the white screen go come down, the projector screen come down. I'm like, what am I here for? They'll show me all the times. I was like, oh no, I gotta go, y'all. I'm on the clock. They go show it like 15,000 times. And I'm like, awesome. I'll sign the paper. I will still get unemployment rate. Oh, I ain't signing this shit. You got all security on me, goddammit. Let me see. Lady Lex, why you torture yourself with that verses? I ain't even. Oh, okay. It's gonna be. When I got out the movie, I seen that verses, but we'll talk about that on the struggle stream and stuff. Cause don't nobody care about no Flossie Montana. Now Rick Ross do got some hits, but nobody care about Flossie. Let's see. Where we at? We're gonna talk about the music stuff tonight. Let's see. I talked about that in the chat before. I asked my pastor when I was young, way young, and he said that the bloodlines were pure back then, so they created with fam back then. If to make the story make sense, that's how, you know. But I personally don't think this. However, royal bloodlines did keep it in the family to keep it pure, and they made all these weird, very messed up. Once the further you got down with it, because that's not how DNA really supposed to work. It needs variety. It needs something to make something new with, not the same thing where it be like, hey, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see. Fire Beat Production said, I ain't grew up in the church, so I learned about the Bible in study course in college. I grew up in church, but they refused to broach the topic, so I'm wondering what other people were taught. What were you told? Yeah, I know a lot of people who told me. Kev on stage, I had seen he would bring up stuff. He had said that he asked his preacher when he was young, he was like, so all the kids in Asia going to hell? Because, you know, over there, you know, they got different, some people is Hindu, some people is, you know, they got different, so all of them, since they don't wear it, he was like, yes, they all going to hell. When he was like, it don't make sense, so I'm gonna shut the hell up. Yeah, to make like I said, I'll be doing research on religion, and my favorite thing I did research on the origins of every religion. And it always began with somebody with good intentions, but it ended up with pimping. It's only two I found where it wasn't a pimp. The rest of everybody, it was only two, but all the other ones, I was like, oh my gosh. One of them is named after somebody who didn't even practice it themselves. But that's a whole nother one. That's a whole nother one. I love looking up the origins of stuff, like the true, like, or like who came up with this, and then who came up with all this other stuff. And it always go back to pimping. It always go back to I know better than the rest of these people. So I'm gonna say just what it is. And the most charismatic person, or the person who can say the stuff the most convincingly, people just go follow them. That's just how it goes. If you can impress other people, people will follow you. If you catch either people, and you got to be if the more charismatic you are, and the more likable you are, and and if you are a person that is very good at persuading people, or you really understand, because some people just naturally know how to persuade people into doing whatever they want. And if you got that, you don't have to be a lot of cults get people, when they at lowest in their life, right? But the best cults get people when they are the happiest and just skip to my loo, like their life is already great, and you can convince them that what you telling them will not only improve their life, but if you can convince somebody it's a consequence to not listening to you, that's the number one control. Because it go back to what is humans just innate all want to survive. Giving people the consequence of you go die is how we control everybody else. Because just innately, people don't want to die. And so if you can come up with a good story, or, but ain't nothing better than convincing somebody that, oh yeah, but not only are you going to not only go die, but when you do die, it's gonna even be worse after that. If you can convince somebody of that, you can control them for life. They'll give you money every week. Talk about it is ingenious. Then you ask them, so what happened? Well, this what happened. How you know? Go sit your ass down. I just want to know how you know. Did you go? Like, cause that's what so and so said. How they know? We need security up here. We have a problem. Ain't nothing worse than asking. That's how you. If you want to piss somebody off in them places, or any place really. How they know? How you know? You seen it? And then usually the person that started a lot of stuff, I had a vision and I was told. And then anybody that asked them, why you just see it? Why didn't nobody else see it? It's off with their head. Off with their head. You gotta get them out the paint. You can't have people asking questions. They got answers that you know. And if you can convince people, because the most powerful thing is the human brain. The most superpower that we all have that can help you overcome anything is belief. If you can believe in yourself or believe in anything is possible. And that's not a lie. That's true. I'm talking about that is true. I know that for a fact. And any human that really understands that can manipulate that part of all of us. That's what marketing is. Marketing and sales is. Let's see. What's the business, Rainy Feathers? Thank you so much. Like Les said, maybe it didn't show up in the chat because how I worded it, I was told when I kept bringing it up that it was okay back then because the bloodlines was pure. So it was hella family nastiness. And that's another thing. When we go back, I was watching something, y'all know I be watching a lot of documentaries, and over human existence, it's certain stuff to be okay at one time, and then it might in one set of group of people of or culture, some is okay. Sometimes it was stuff that was okay back then, ain't okay now. Some stuff is okay now, but wasn't okay back then. It's certain stuff that was okay back then, and every group got different thought processes about different stuff. Some group of people think this gross, some people this, and the thing about it is, people don't want to believe this. Remember I told y'all the innate thing about all humans is the one to survive and say that. Even that's not all. Even that's not all. I have an innate, I don't care. I'm done. However, I got my wife and my kids. So I only need to be here to protect them. But let's say they didn't, I'm ready. The only thing that's keeping me here is to keep them there. But if they go, I'm ready to see the flip side because I want to see who is telling the truth. And then, because I want to get over there, and then if I'm like, oh my gosh, can I go back and tell everybody else? And they probably gonna be like, they ain't gonna believe you, right? I'm like, why? That's how it is, dog. But we can send you back. But nobody gonna believe. Also, you gonna have to be in the form of a frog. And there's nothing we can do. That's just how it works. You only get one body when you go down there, human. Every time we send you back, and after we send you back as a frog, the next gonna have to be a amoeba. So, because we ain't got enough electricity to, what I'm saying? It just don't work like that. Like that. What about one of them, one of the baby's bodies that I had to pay for the abortion? Can I use one of them to come back in? Nah, it don't. And really you supposed to get a fine for that, dog. You really supposed to. So, and I didn't tell. So you lucky you gonna get to go back as a frog. I want to see what's on the other side, damn it. I want to see. Because if it go how a lot of places say, I'm talking about soon as that bullet hit the back of my head, it's going to be hot as hell if what they say is true. And I want to see. Then when I see, I'm like, it was right. God dang it. And then it'd be a sign. It'd be a sign down there that said, you should have paid your tithes. I'm like, I should have. I thought they was trying to scam. Rick James, didn't you think they was trying to scam too? You too, Michael? You know all the most talented folks, if it's true, is going to be down there. That's what I believe. It'll be boring up there. I'm not really going to. If what they say is true. It's going to be very boring. Let's see. Furry Beef Selection said, it just showed up super on the rant. Technically, incest didn't become a problem until people did it so much that birth defects came about and people said, okay, we got to stop this. Yep. Let's see. Super enunciations. That's right. That's right. That's white. That is white. That is white. I wish. I think I would, but I actually started to write a book. I actually done started, but I can't get past the first page because I'd be like, man, I don't feel like writing no more. And I'm so lazy to where I could, you know, you could just speak and write a book, you know, using the dictation thing. But like I told you, once I get fired, I'll do whatever I got to do to make some money and start pimping or whatever. That's why I always let y'all know I'm a hypocrite, because my family go come first. And y'all gonna be hear me on here. It get real bad. Come on this. Because the most money come, I think you make the most money to, you know, I'm like, hey women, don't trust these skanky ass men out here. They are all, girl, they don't want nothing but your money. Because them channels be getting crazy super chats. Them gay dudes that be telling women don't trust men at all. But then at the same time be like they got the 4 dudes that they go kick it with after they get off their live. Money. And I'm cash in. I already asked my wife. What you gotta do? Just make sure you change your name. I said, I already did. It's gonna be Twan. It's gonna be Twan Rambunctious. It's gonna be my name. I'm a pimp it. Ooh, boy, I'm a pimp it. You don't nobody give money like super religious people or super I hate men people or incels. And I can't, I don't got nothing. Women always, even when I got my heart broke, I deserved it for something. Like I deserved it. Anytime I got played, feelings hurt, I did it to somebody else before. Hey, you get some and you lose some. I think that's a big issue too. Enough people ain't never did nobody fucked up, so they take it so personal. When I don't really be taking that stuff personal. Cause when I did it, it wasn't personal. It wasn't cause I hated that person. It was just cause I was a selfish bastard. And when I done got hurt, I'm talking about I cried for weeks, feelings hurt, but I always was cognizant that this is doing what they want to do. It's what they want to do. It didn't never stop the pain of my heart, but I ain't just hated nobody forever. Not one person. Now nobody's done made me cry nothing or hurt my feelings. I ain't hated one woman. Never. Cause this is how we go. Everybody plays the fool. Sometimes. And like I said, I done been a scumbag before. Now, if I hadn't never been a scumbag, I might have looked at it different. Maybe. Probably not. Because we all humans. And humans go human. Yeah. The stuff I hate is, you know, stuff that's unnecessary, like Drake. Like, that don't bring benefit to nobody's life. Other than that, everything else is just human. That's not human. No, that's... And let me be real. It's just, he a duck. They pretend like they not a duck. And I don't like people who pretend they not a duck and don't come out and say... If he was ever to come out, yeah, I'm a duck, and, you know, it's been so fun that people look at me like I'm a cool guy, and... but I'm just a duck. We all know that I'm a duck. I'll be like, okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. But to perpetually Rick Ross it, because Rick Ross been acting like a drug kingpin for the last 22 years, and the only difference is he make real good music. But he been lying. I do believe he was taking he was slinging drugs when he was a correctional officer, because I believe he was able to fit like 2 keys in the crack of that massive. But, you know, he wasn't like the boss. He wasn't the boss. The boss. He wasn't that. He just had nickels stuffed up his butt cheeks and was able to get through, bypass the security. I found out yesterday that Final 77 remake fans have been divided by stands pushing weird theories, just like rap fans post the rap battles of 2024. Word. I had downloaded the demo. I couldn't never get into Final Fantasy. I just couldn't. I tried. I played it. I can't get in Final Fantasy. I played Final Fantasy 3 on the NES at my homeboy house when I was a youth. And I just couldn't never get into it. But I'm playing Dragon Quest 7 right now. Dragon Quest 7. I'm into that. And I don't even like RPGs. The only RPG I ever liked was Paper Mario, the first one. I ain't even like Mario All-Stars. I mean Mario RPG on Super Nintendo. I ain't like that, but I messed with Paper Mario, the first one, and I messed with this Dragon Quest 7 remake on the Switch 2. I'm playing that right now. Let's see. Now the main F7 theory guy just quit making theories because he's weirded out by the stands. He's like, I'm going back to talking about fighting games. That's the same thing with these Nintendo fans, man. Everybody, Nintendo the devil. They pay $80 for a game. I'm done with Nintendo. Shut up. The PlayStation Pro just went from 600 to 900, I think, or 6 to 800, or 7 to 900, something like that. All these companies is making money, and all these grifters is on here. Oh, we gotta boycott it. While they on Google watching 47 ads. If you like the game, play the damn. Stop complaining. Everything up. Everything, because that's capitalism. That's just how it works. We gotta boycott them. They go bring the prices down. They never go bring the prices down. Nintendo is one of the few companies that got zero debt. Zero. I'm talking about they boycott. No, you not boycotting nothing. You just can't get it right now. Out of all the people that say it's probably like 5%, the rest of them just really can't do it. And that's not a classist thing I'm saying. It's the truth. Let's see. Rainy Feather said, bruh, I'm making boiled peanuts and I'm done over here. I was too fast and now I lost interest, but they still cooking. What? Wait, what happened with the what? See. That's why William, what's the business allegedly? I'm glad you made it to the rock. You still in the rock? And I found the promos on them tapes I was listening. I found the Power 92 promos on there. And I think DJ No Name on there. And I did a Freestyle Friday. I don't know if it was Freestyle Friday, but one of my freestyles I called in on Power 92 was on one of them tapes. It was to the Money Cash Hoes beats. It's on there. I'm going to play it once I find it, but it's on one of them tapes. I know it's on one of the tapes. I just don't know which one, but it's on one of them tapes. My Money Cash Hoes freestyle. I went off too. I snapped. My confidence. I was nervous, but my lyrics was on point. That's back when I used to write. Let's see. See, I'm staying on the Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark when it comes to religion. I wonder who Dr. Ben. Who is Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark? Let's see. Dr. Ben. Is it Dr. Yosef Alfredo Antonio Ben Jacana Kanan? This dude right here? Who you talking about? See, now unfortunately, and this is no fault to people with nostrils like this, but I really do feel that nature evolved some people to have coke nostrils. I'm not saying he did cocaine. I'm just saying if I had to bet money based on nostril shape, he could have did huge rails, like one hella bets on the rail doing. Disrespect. That's true. A lot of these people in the church will fight you for their pastor, not God. The pastor. Look at Brian Carn, his followers fought folks over his sentencing in person and online. Yes, and them pastors know that. The funny thing about religion was, in my research I was doing, I found out that, and to me it's no different than Mormonism, where old buddy came out the woods and was like, yeah, God told me XYZ, and I can talk to him. Now y'all gotta go through me to talk to him. But, and that's how the priests were, like in Catholic and a couple other religions, where they was like, yeah, you got to go through me, and I can relate it to him in this room that you can't go in because you got to be anointed. I got the white hat, and I know somebody's like, well, if I put on the white hat, then can I go back there and talk to him? No, off with his head. Do you know how crazy powerful they gotta feel to tell somebody, and they believe you, that you say it's a room over there that where you go to talk to God, and you can't go in there, but I can, and I'm gonna hear something, and then they would tell, even if you went in the room, you wouldn't be able to hear it. I'm talking about. If I ain't gonna front y'all, I tell y'all I'm a scumbag all the time, but it's certain stuff that after I found out just how this world work and how a lot of systems work. But this the thing though, the belief of a mustard seed thing is so true. The reason we got everything we got is because if you can get a group of people to believe in the same goal and the same, we do anything on here. Or if one person has so much belief in themselves or figuring something out, anything can get done. But I look at it as people use other people as horses on a sleigh for society. Some people use it for the benefit that we all have something great, and then a lot of people, some people that'll use it to their own benefit. Some people started off using everybody else's belief to make it better for everyone, but over time, I'm sorry, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I think it's just a handful of humans that have ever existed that have been able, are able, or ever will be able to have absolute power over everybody and not fall to the corruption. And even them handful of people, it's hard for them to surround themselves with people who are not secretly just waiting to corrupt or take over that stuff for their own selfish reason, which is crazy. I'm cool with people telling stories or making up stuff, and and it benefits the world. At the same time, though, like I told y'all, I don't know what it's called, but I'm just a isist. I just believe stuff is like the rhyme or reason. I think we as humans need have a need to want to have an answer for stuff. Most people are not comfortable with. That's just how it is. A lot of people need this is because of this. And because of that, it's very easy to, if you can provide somebody with an answer for something, a lot of people ain't comfortable with. That's just how it is. That's just that person did that just because they felt like you never go know. And just like with astrology, which when I did my research on astrology, it makes so much sense. I really understand the origins of it now. And I got my own conclusions of why it has, of that and its use, which I believe that its use was to be able to pre-program people to have a thought process of what they supposed to be like, so that once everybody, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm like this. Well, I'm a Taurus, and even though everybody might not fall into that, once you tell the person something that one time, even if they don't believe in that stuff, is subconscious in their brain, and once it's pushed enough, now you got 12 subset of personality traits or behavioral traits that people will subconsciously soak into they self and act on it just because it has been reinforced over and over and over and over and over. And that's me doing a light version of what I believe without me going into, the details of and who perpetuated it, like the groups that really but the actual origins of it, to where it's not as nefarious as people think, depending on your perception of what nefarious is. But what was I saying? It was about but I believe, me personally, that none of us here have any idea or clue of why is anything outside of certain stuff. I'm talking about as far as why we here and why the stuff operate. I personally don't believe nobody actually knows. I think people got theories, and I think the smartest just just make up something, right? They go believe it. I'm telling you, they go believe it. It's gonna sound real good. I'm telling you, that's what I truly believe, and I believe everything happened just because that's how it happened. That's me. That's me. But that you can't really control nobody like that. If you tell people stuff just happened because it happened, you can't make no money from that. Like, ain't no, because you can't save people from stuff just happened because it happened. You got to have something. You got to come up with something that you can save people from. If you ain't, you got to have, in order to get from someone, they have to be able to get value from what you telling them. So telling people, hey, stuff just happened because it happened, that's not satisfying nothing. That's like I hear people that be complaining about movies. It didn't have an arc. The character didn't have an arc. They made no change. They were the same person at the end of the movie that they were at the beginning of the movie. And that is the hallmark of good storytelling. People want to see people in a good story make a change. Somebody's opinion change or something, or their behavior change or something. People want to say that. But I be fine with movies where didn't nobody change at the end of it, because it just be like that sometimes. But humans want to see a result with a cause and an effect. And if you can't provide that, and if the effect is a bad one, if you can't tell them that, hey, if you do this, you can avoid that effect, you can't make no money. You got to be able to sell somebody the solution to their problem. You can't tell nobody that problems don't exist. You can't tell people that. And I sit here complain about a whole bunch of stuff, and I tell y'all this all the time. I tell y'all all the stuff I complain about is so I can what's the word? I'm be-masking. Because in my mind, it just is. It just is. But don't nobody want to hear that. You say that, you tell somebody, people like, yo, I don't believe in none of this because this, that, and third. I understand the rules of the realm that we in. Like, if with gravity, just go fall. I understand that if somebody get treated a certain way as you, 9 times out of 10, they go exhibit this. I understand all the rules of this realm that we are in. I understand it. I understand it's a lot of stuff that we assume. I understand it's a lot of stuff that the human brain can be conditioned into believing, and over time change actual the thought process of entire cultures and time periods. I understand all of that. I understand that we as groups of people have an agreement on this is good and this is bad, and that's all dependent on where you raised and what you ran. I understand all that. I be telling people ain't no such thing as problems and nothing like that. What I be saying is, you zoom out bird's eye view, and it's just a ball. If I was in space and I'm just looking down at Earth, the stuff that's happening down there, it's no different. When I look at ant pals and stuff, it be a lot of stuff going on underground with them ant pals and all of that stuff. But to me, stuff that happen to them just be happening. I don't think, that it's. I don't believe that they have consequences. Like the consequences, they do got consequences. Like if an ant strip too far away and go to the wrong area, they ain't gonna never make it back to the queen ever. They just gonna be gone. Apparently, they talk to each other using movement and all that stuff. And one person might be, you know what? Fuck my instincts. I'm about to go do what I wanted. They might be gone. So them some consequences, right? Me cussing and doing stuff on YouTube, I know it's consequences, but to me, it just is. I can't explain it no deeper than that too. I just think stuff is, but I have to use words like, man, that's messed up. Because my feelings feel like that. But I zoom out. When I sit and do meditation or whatever, I will literally zoom out in my brain and just look at everything like stuff just happening. And we put meaning to it. I be having feelings and emotions and I feel them, but I will zoom out and be like, I'm feeling like this because of this, and this. But I don't want to feel like this. And that's how I know it's just a human emotion, because it be feelings I feel that I'm talking about consciously be like, but I don't care, but I'm still crying. I don't care and I'm still mad. But when I zoom out, like, it's kind of like, I actually liken it to how, I don't want to get too dark on here, but people can be in situations where their bodies will react, will give the physical reaction of pleasure when that is not but it's just, that's the mechanism of their body, but that's not really what they feel. And you see what I'm saying? I look at my own feelings that way. Like, that's just my human body or hormones or DNA or whatever making me feel stuff. To where me consciously though, like, I don't care for real. But I'm still crying. I'm still sad. I still feel this and the third. But consciously, I'm like, I don't think that person is horrible. But I'm still crying. I miss this person, whatever. And it's very strange to your brain be looking at it like that, and your body though, your body's still having that reaction. My mom passed. I was happy because she wasn't suffering no more, and I cried. I'm talking for years sporadically at work. I just had to hurry up, leave my desk. I just break down, even though I was glad she wasn't going through that pain no more. And wasn't nothing I could do to stop it though. And it was grief, pain, and all sorts of stuff, even though I understood everything. It was something I couldn't control. And that's why I was like, you know what? It's certain stuff that us as humans just feel. Now, some people devoid of that. Like, they don't get none of that stuff at all. And I knew that even though I don't like it happening, when they first put me on Zoloft, I couldn't feel nothing. Like, that wouldn't even happen. I remember when they first put me on Zoloft, that what I told y'all about? My real thoughts took over to where I was like, I don't care. And even if something happened, I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't feel bad, but I wouldn't feel happy neither. I wouldn't feel excited about nothing. Then I'm talking about, it was like a flat line. I was like, damn, I do not like this at all. Because I do like the good stuff. It's certain stuff I do be caring about, and I ain't feel nothing on that. So I was like, fuck. And that's why I be telling y'all I hate humans, because I hate this body that I can't, it's certain stuff I just can't control. It's just a human impulse to do. It's just human. And I don't like not having control. Because we all got control over certain stuff, but it's certain stuff you just don't got control. Like people that cry at certain stories or certain movies or certain, this is some human stuff. We try our best too, since we sentient, to overcome this stuff. But most of the time, be some fraud shit. You can do your best to mask it or not act on it, but. And that's why I be telling you, I hate this. That's why I'm ready to clock out. I'm tired of this meat bag and this big brain and all these glands that push all these hormones and pheromones and all that stuff. Because you literally can trace most of that stuff all back to brain function and different lymph nodes and all of that stuff. And I'm tired of it. I just want to be free. No matter how handsome this meat bag is. Chocolate. Ready to be out. But that's just me. But I can't because I want my kids and my wife to be protected. Which sucks. That's another thing about having kids and families and stuff. Now you stuck if you care. Now you want them to stay alive. So now you gotta stay alive. So they have higher chances of staying alive as well. Not saying they just destined to be gone, but at least I'm attributed to. They got somebody to watch their back on something. You know what I'm saying? But I've been ready to get off this ride. Not on no depressive stuff neither. It's just boring here. It's boring and everybody's stupid. Including myself. I really want to see what's just on the other side. It'd be so nice if you could just see. Because I just want to ask. I'm like, so be honest with me. You really don't care. Oh, no. You do know, y'all. I got 15 billion other y'alls and stuff. Y'all actually on my low. You know how America is the lowest list of education and stuff down there? Yes, sir. The Earth I made, y'all Earth number, y'all are listed number 8,047,000,000 out of 22 billion. Y'all pretty trash. Pretty trash. You want to see my favorite planet? Yes, show it to me. And then it just be like a planet with nothing but me's on it. Oh my God. Like, yeah, man, you was literally the best thing. You and it's a version of Michael Jackson that didn't sleep with kids. I'll put him down there too. And that's my best planet. Is that cocaine snowing from the sky? Yes. Y'all messed. You do know your planet messed up cocaine. I made that so y'all can have all the fun in the world. But y'all want to go get all scientific and cook it and make crack and just ruin one of my best things. Like, man, can I go down there? No, dog, you got that Earth 8,047,000,000 on you. I'm not about to go mess it up. Yeah, I'm not. Well, is it a hell? Yes, it is a hell. It's that Earth that you just left. Didn't I tell you the worst Earth that I made? All right. Well, thanks for joining me for today's episode of The Morning with Suparig Show. Join us tonight. I don't know why I got this steak knife. Join us tonight at the Struggle Stream where we talk about the verses that I didn't give a damn about watching. Hold on, what time is it? It's 12:17. Check this out. Let me give y'all my review about Mortal Kombat first though. I'm not gonna do no spoiler review or nothing, but I do want to still talk about it because I was very shocked about this movie. So this when we went last night, I went with my wife because my wife really wanted to see it and stuff as well as me and my son. This movie was surprisingly good. I thought it was gonna be trash. Now it ain't Citizen Kane, but it is really good. I actually, and I'm not bullshitting y'all. And before I say this, let me tell y'all the only other two movies I ever got emotional on, and I done seen that emotional like on some wow, like that wasn't anger. Like slave movies make me mad. It don't even be sad. I be very irate. But the only movies that kind of, let me know that I really hate my human body was Short Circuit 2, when they beat up Johnny Five in the park and ripped his arm off. This movie called Iceman, not Drake related. And then on Roll Bounce, when Lil Bow Wow thought he was gonna win that tournament, and his ass slipped and fell, and the pretty boy Floyd still won, but gave him his respect. And then the fourth movie was the Four Brothers, when they flip side Andre 3000 had everybody flip side some dude and dumped his body in the river, the ice river. So them the only other movies. Color Purple didn't make me feel nothing. You know, there's a lot of movies that I ain't feel. I just watched it, like, I guess it was all right. Slave movies make me angry, but as far as emotion, them the only four. I didn't feel sad about no Radio. That didn't do nothing. Boys in the Hood, when Doughboy turned around and faded away, I was like, duh. When Ricky got shot, didn't care. But so with that being said, I got this movie kind of messed with me at the end. I told y'all all that just so y'all can understand. When y'all watch this, y'all gonna be like, that nigga Super is a hoe. You got choked up over what? What in this movie did? And that's just me. I just dumb stuff that ain't really real can pull at my heartstrings just a tidbit. And it happened at the end of this movie. I give this movie a solid 7 out of 10 on the enjoyment scale. And now I'm afraid about Street Fighter, cause Street Fighter looks so much better in the trailer. Cause I thought this movie was gonna be trash. That trailer, the special effects look trash. Everything looked trash about this movie. And they did a great job in this movie. I was very, very surprised because my expectations so low. And now I'm afraid because my expectations for Street Fighter is so high. So high that now I think it's gonna suck. Which sucks because I'm excited about seeing the Street Fighter movie. And because I have low expectations on everything. I try my best to think everything gonna be trash, so that way I can be surprised. But I had high expectations for the Street Fighter, so I'm afraid. But this movie was good. I will watch it again. I won't pay to watch it. Well, I would pay to watch this movie again. I'm not, but I would. I would. I wish it had been in 3D as well. Now, it was a couple of scenes that was a little budget friendly, but they replicated some of the most famous Mortal Kombat 2 levels. That was great. They did Shao Kahn excellently. The guru, whatever played that, whether it's AI, computer, or real dude, he did great. Actress that played Katana did real good. Now they did do something that I will call, I'm gonna let y'all guess, but back in the 90s, movies like Jurassic Park, there would be, or a lot of scary movies back in that time, whenever they had in it, for some reason, be the first, or didn't have to die, but they died. And you be like, but they was the only one. This is the only one. Now in this movie, I think they had one full. I think the other one is bi. And that further, kind of. Now I might be wrong about the other person. Let me see if the other person bi. And I'm not talking about sexual. Let me see. Hold on. I don't want to ruin it for y'all. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna look by myself. Mortal Kombat 2 has drink by myself, smoke by myself, by my god self for real, by my god self. Rip. Let's see. So this do sound like a. It sound like a by name. Let's see, race. I knew. I knew. I knew it. You know, I ain't gonna even ruin it for y'all, but that's why they made it. Cause they wasn't full. Not even just the woods. Cause this one is not even, they not even half wood. They are half origins of the fighting style of this movie. So of course. And they deserve to go. This Mickey Figgy should have gone. All right. Hope you guys will be on later tonight for the struggle stream. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll be talking about the trash versus between Rick Ross and what's that dude name? Saucy Montana. We will also be talking about, I'll probably recap the Mortal Kombat again. It was also a topic I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Hold on real quick. There's one more thing I think I wanted to talk about. Hold on. Let me see. That I ain't gonna talk about on the whatchamacallit. Hold on real quick. On the struggle stream. Not a lot of y'all. And really ain't go front because I was about to log back in and I really don't feel like it, so I'm about to procrastinate. This it. Wait, what is this? Feel like hating on that right now. I hate on that a little bit later. Hold on. Wait, what? All right, y'all. It's so I really on some real stuff. I had 4 other stories that I did want to talk about on here that I forgot. To talk about. I don't want y'all to think I'm BSing because this show only supposed to be an hour. Is this not the it's upside down? Because the show only supposed to be an hour. But y'all know I'm kind of long-winded, and I had these 4 other topics to talk about, and they included murder. This one just popped up though, and I want to see what it's about. So this one say a California mom who led a double life as an OnlyFans creator pleads guilty to involuntary manslaughter in the death of a 55-year-old man who paid her $11,000 for kinky acts. She restrained his limbs, saran wrapped his head, and duct taped his mouth, causing asphyxia. Wait, hold on. He ain't 55. Neighbors, this one is wild. A California mom, Michaela Rylas, pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter after killing Michael Dale, a 55-year-old client she met and paid for a sexual encounter. According to the prosecutors, Dale paid $11,000 for the encounter, which her defense described as involving consensual fetish elements. However, authorities allege the situation escalated into fatal restraint. Prosecutors said old girl restrained his limbs, placed duct tape over his mouth, and wrapped his head in saran wrapped in a plastic bag, leaving him unable to remove the coverings. He was reportedly left in that condition for several minutes before coming to respond. I'm not laughing because dude died. I'm laughing because I'm pretty sure like he asked for it. Because folks, them asphyxiation folks be crazy. I watched this one show, dude, and has the old girl like pulling on him, and he was like harder, and then I guess they called it edging or something, and he passed out, and then she brought him back to life, and I'm like, so that make you, and the dude nutted, and I was like, it takes all kind of people to make a world. Shout out to David Ruffin. Dale was later declared brain dead and died from asphyxiation. They must have did that before she did it, because for that to make you nut, you kind of gotta. I think you kind of gotta be brain dead already. And just so you guys know, yes, I am kink shaming around here because it just doesn't make sense. Rashashasham attorney argued she did not intend to kill him, saying, "I think there was no intent to kill and attempted to cover this up. She acted appropriately when she realized this was a problem. She is scheduled to be sentenced." Oh, so she called the police afterwards. But damn. Now check this out. That's crazy. And this is what true love look like. This is true love. Cause I'm all cool, you know. I don't care what you did in the past. Are you now? Long as you are syphilis free today, we can live life forever. But you can't be actively on duty red light specialist. Not on duty, not active. You gotta be retired red light specialist. You can't still be giving the red light special all through the night and then we gonna have 2 children together. How you gonna kiss the kids to sleep when you just left a client? And I'm not talking about you had clients 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure the penis residue has been washed off during that last 20 years, but not 2 hours ago. You can't just left a client 2 hours ago. I don't care if you used Colgate and then want to kiss the kids goodnight because you just finally funded the college fund. No, and much less me. And that's not even judgment. Who won't, unless now he may be an enjoyer of elderly penis residue. And if that's what he like, hey, he like it. But now they kids gotta suffer because mom accidentally killed one of her freaky dick clients. Let's see if we can find some more information about this. And I'm glad this was it because the other ones was kind of sad. It's real sad too, to where, like, you know, since we got to be sad, you know what I'm saying? My first thought ain't, oh, that poor man died. But if it had been, you know, a man on woman crime, I have been conditioned to be like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. But when a woman accidentally killed a man because he wanted to get his rocks off in one of the strangest ways ever, my brain just kind of go to, ain't that kind of what you wanted though? Like, you know, because you want to go to the edge. You just kind of went over, but that's what you asked for. That's why I've been in situations where folks, you know, y'all ladies be liking some type of, y'all be having certain activities y'all like done to y'all, and I'm like, nah. And unfortunately, it messed me with one person. I was like, come on, why I gotta do that? She was like, I like that. And I was like, I don't have Ike Turner abilities in me, even during that. I can't role play like that. Even with E&J in the system, I just couldn't do it. And she was like, I just don't think we could buddyable, compatible. And I was like, everything else is dope though. She's like, yeah, but yeah, I need that backhand. That's a true story. Do it. Now, she hadn't been so yellow, and I thought, you know, well, no, she had been my complexion, maybe, because then I would have been like, she wouldn't have been able to, you know, flip it on me because it wouldn't have showed up, but too easily, she could have been like, I didn't like that. And I was like, hold on, you asked you. I got the text message. Oh my gosh, how'd you make the text messages disappear? Ooh, this got please don't be just the music and some AI stuff. This about the dang Tamagotchi virus. Dang, she getting 4 years. I'd be so mad if I was her husband. I'd be like, hold on, why'd y'all put... Oh, I gotta be... He... Now I understand why she was able to have that job, because, gotta be honest, you guys, this is very... Given very much... Babe, make sure you get enough penis residue to bring home, okay? Yeah, he enjoyed that, sadly. Not sadly, if that's what he like, hey. What he like. I don't think she should get 4 years, though. That's jacked up. How you gonna get 4 years for being good at your job? That's like, cause really, to be honest, all she did, she just did the equivalent. Should somebody at McDonald's get 4 years for leaving the fries in past the timer? Cause that's all she did. She just left the saran wrap over just a little bit longer than needed. So instead of golden, well, instead of, you know, super red, he came out pale. I don't want to send nobody to jail because the fries didn't come out golden. They came out a little, you know, smidge browner. So I really think she should have just got like a warning. Be like, look, when you're hooking out here and these guys want asphyxiation, just say no. Like, all money is not good money, man. Do you understand that? No, look me in my eyes and say, Judge Super, I will no longer be putting saran wrap over somebody's face just because they paid me $11,000. Because and look, ma'am, I gotta be honest. It says right here on the package, don't put over your face. You see? Oh, this was a special saran wrap from the Freaky Deek store. It don't got that on. They ain't got no warning on it. Word. I don't know what to tell you, man, but I'm gonna give you 2 days community service. All right. You know what? We're gonna punish your husband. We're gonna post your pictures and him and y'all's kids publicly, and you can go home today. You take that? All right, great. Now, do you have any other services that don't include the saran wrap? Oh, I can't ask that question no more? Okay. All right, you're free to go, man. It was another murder that I had seen. Let's see. Where the other murder store? Murder, murder. Kill, kill. Shit is real on the battlefield. Okay, so this was another murder right here. Now, this one is a sad one. This one a sad one.
A social media star who murdered his family in 20...
I thought that was Beyonce for a second on some real stuff. No, I ain't even joking. I thought that was on Beyonce. Or Beyonce-esque. Beyonce-esque.
17 will die for his crimes.
Anthony Milan Ross sentenced to death in Maricopa County Superior Court this morning. But the question is, when will justice be served here? 12 News journalist William Pitts in that courtroom as that sentence was handed down. Will?
Yeah, you can't predict a sentencing.
Hold up. Hold on. Hold up. Now, look. I hate to be like this, you guys. I really do. But, and this may be, you know, very, I don't know what type of ism it is. But you shouldn't be able to deliver the news with gremlin teeth. Like, this is, like, these is hollow. This is meth teeth. You can see it's hollowed out in here. Like, these look like them cereals that be them little pillars and they be stuffed with chocolate, and he got he got hollow pillow cereal teeth, and it's taken away from the seriousness of the crime. At minimum, have the fake, they ain't gotta be real veneers. Like, he just have some, like, you know, I know Party City is closed, but it's gotta be somewhere else that's got some type of, you know, just something, because I can't even focus on the crime due to the crime of having a grill like this around news time. This is prime time news time right here, buddy. This is meth teeth. That's meth mouth. Allegedly, I'm not 100% sure. Let's continue.
Especially when it comes to the death penalty. But there was one clue before the hearing even started.
He got a lisp too? I can't even focus on the news.
That told his family members how this was going to turn out.
And his ears is hella uneven. Oh my God, I'm being an ableist, y'all. My daughter told me that when I'm doing this ableism, cause this can't be, he might, he was talking about inbredness. And I think this is the result of some type of inbredness that was going on. And he was the final product. And he probably was the one where they stopped. They was like, oh my gosh. Oh my God, what have we been doing? He probably ended the cycle. You know what? Shout out to dude for ending the cycle. Let's give a shout out to old buddy for ending that cycle. All right, let's continue. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It only takes one juror to vote for life in prison instead of death. Before the verdict was read, the jury sent the judge a question.
Would it be possible for a defendant to stand when sentence is being read?
That sealed it in my mind as well.
Laura Sutherland knew right then Anthony Milan Ross would die for killing her sister.
He deserves to die. He doesn't deserve to be on this. Or he doesn't.
Now, I hate to tell y'all this, because they didn't show, the family beforehand. But unfortunately, old buddy, she felt she deserved to die. Like, soon as she brought you home. And now, thanks to you done perpetuated like now, because they was like, oh, she brought that filthy animal in the house. And now, thanks to you, it get to be perpetuated because you was a filthy animal for real. Thanks to you know what? You got what you deserve. Because now how other people go get snow bunnies, they go not want to murder they snow bunnies, but they go be looked at as filthy animals because of you. Wow. Yeah, they came with the right sentence on this one. Let's continue. But that don't negate the fact, though. Before she knew he was really a filthy monster, she still wanted him to be dead. Just, because you can tell by that nose. Because her nose kind of rounded off. So, like, people, probably was like, yeah, your dad's probably a mongrel. And she was like, no, he's not. But she couldn't afford a nose job to get that wood. My bad, y'all. Let's continue. Don't mind me. I'm sorry.
He doesn't deserve to breathe. I just wish they could do it sooner.
In 2017, Ross.
She said sooner. She meant like back in 1987 when they met. That's when she brought that spook in the house. She finally get to say it out loud without being judged. My bad, y'all. This serious. Let's get back to it.
Ross met up with his estranged wife, Iris, then shot her multiple times outside the apartment.
Damn.
Then he went in and shot his 11-year-old son, Nigel, and 8-month-old daughter, Adora. He spent hours barricaded in the apartment before being arrested.
I can't imagine anybody.
Hold on. Oh, what type of mugshot was that? This mugshot is like, what? Why y'all got me here? What? Me? It's because I'm black, ain't I? That's why. Her sister did this. I'm telling you, I got set up. It was her sister. That's the look he got on his face right there.
Being arrested.
I ain't never seen her. He looked like Boosie, too. He got a Boosie fade. Y'all might not be able to see it because the screen too big. Hold on. He got a legit Boosie fade, too. So that means he did it. Yeah. Unfortunately, anybody that's convicted of a crime, I don't even need no evidence. If you got a Boosie fade, I'm sorry, I'm convicting. I don't need to even hear no testimony. Just need the Boosie fade. Yeah, he did it. But that's crazy. That's a crazy. I've never seen nobody have that look on their face for it. Like, it's almost like he didn't think he was gonna get in trouble. It's just like he thought that everything was gonna work out. And he was just shocked. This one.
I can't imagine anybody making any other decision after, planning, premeditating, and he had to think about what he was doing before he walked back in the house and killed the baby, and then walked up the set of stairs and killed Nigel.
Ross was a viral social media celebrity, a vegan chef who lost a lot of weight and posted videos on social media. But in trial, prosecutors say it was all a lie. They say he was obsessed with the idea of being famous, financing it with his wife's money. She filed for divorce in 2017, and 6 months later, Ross killed his entire family.
The hardest thing was listening to the defense, to try and make excuses for his behavior.
Ross's attorney said he had mental health issues, depression, paranoia. Laura Sutherland didn't buy any of it.
It's been 9 years I've waited for this. Actually, today, such a relief. I feel like he got what he deserved.
Now, Ross didn't show any reaction at all when the sentence was handed down.
As soon as I started feeling sympathy, the old damn meth mouth had to come and mess it up. I was about to get so serious. And then he had to come. He kind of looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame if he was on Ozempic. He looked like an Ozempic Hunchback of Notre Dame. And you know what? I'm being ableist again. Damn, man. Straighten up. And you want to know, and really to be honest, that's why they got her on here.
Ross sentenced.
They got her on here because they had to even out this. Because I'm sure they had complaints. Because you can't just have like universal, without something to balance it out. You need something. And they was like, no, we need somebody to look like a superstar to balance this. And we can't just have no regular person. Yeah, we gonna have to get mad. However much money she need. Because we can't fire him because we gonna get sued. Because when we sued that last real crazy looking person that was getting complaints. Because nobody want to hear that news at 9 o'clock. Nobody want to see that before they go to sleep. Now back to this dude. Once again, you guys, the warning signs were there. First, he was a vegan. That right there tells you. As soon as I hear vegan, that increase for me, that increases by 10 points. You'll probably take somebody's life because since you're not eating animals, it's only human it's the circle of life. They made a whole damn song on the Lion King. So if you ain't satiating the circle of life laws through just eating animals, vegans, I truly believe that 7.5 out of 10 vegans got bodies in they freezers because you can't just break the circle of life. That's weird. Second off, you can't. This is one of them haircuts. You know what kind of haircut this is? You remember in the 90s? Back in the 90s, all of the cartoon characters would have that bald fade. Now, this right here is when they was respecting everybody. Like, this was respect, okay? This is when they started respecting it. But before then, let me see. But before then, all the characters, the back of the head was shaved bald. All of them. It wasn't just Kid. I can hear y'all now. It was just Kid. You can't find nobody else. Let me see. Hold on. The Black Burger King Kids character. I believe he had a bald back of the head as well. And make sure, because I don't want to be lying to y'all. Oh my gosh. Maybe I was wrong. They might have had an actual stock. You know what? And you know what? This is why I was wrong. Because it was all inclusive. I didn't know the Burger King kids had a wheelchair Jimmy in there as well. So of course they go give him some extra hair. But back, I remember it was a lot of characters where it was just bald around the edges, bowl cut style, and it was very disrespectful. With that being said, Burger King, didn't nobody want y'all's kids' meals. I don't care how inclusive y'all stuff is. I want a Grimace. I want a Hamburglar. Y'all didn't even have no thugs in here. McDonald's had a Hamburglar. He was stealing burgers. Y'all is weak just because y'all all inclusive and stuff. You think we don't want your whack kids' meal. I wish my mama had bought me a Burger King kids' meal. I would have threw it in the trash. What we talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy. Yeah. So, ladies, look. If somebody, but see, black women didn't have to worry about this dude anyway. Like, this, when they shave all of it around and just got that puff at the top, they are bunny hoppers, unfortunately.
Social media celebrity.
Want to be on social media and pimping your children. Now I tried to pimp my kids online a couple of times, and they was like, I don't want to do this. And since I'm not crazy, well, I'm crazy, but not, murderously crazy like him. I just let him, go. But no, he wanted to be there. Also, he had some them fake veneers I told y'all, that newscaster need to get.
A vegan chef who lost.
He had some of them. He got these from the gas station. These is, just in case, because I know y'all probably think I'm over-exaggerating.
Videos on social media.
Also, anybody that fully cry without interaction with somebody else, like if you arguing with somebody, I can see it. But anybody that will sit their ass, and this is about to be toxic masculinity, 100%. But any man that will sit crying on an interview in front of a gas grill, go on and call the police. Go on and call the police. He was fat, then lost some weight, vegan. This is nothing but a murderer since day one. And once again, and I tell y'all all the time, the real Mark, now that hairdo is 100% for sure. 100% for sure, the hair mark. Now y'all see that. That's a very, that don't nobody fade need to be that close to the top. But this mustache right here, anybody that shaved the top half, what are you, Satan? That's what you are? This is a Satan mustache. He's anybody. And it's 100%. Now, he was trying to trick people. That's why he didn't shave the whole top stash off. Whole top stash shavers, but got all of this. They need to be they need to really be just like stoned to death immediately. Like soon as they get to work. If somebody show up public, like back of the head, like on Forrest Gump when they hit him in the head in the forest, and old girl was like, "Run, Forrest, run!" And you need to be stoned. But he tried to be slick and just shave half of it so they couldn't see the full evil. And that's why our society is messed up, because is it wrong to judge a book by its color racially? Yes. But facial hairly? No, you should be able to get judged. Facial hairly and hairstylerly. And I'm sorry, ladies, that includes y'all's too. There's certain hairstyles where I'm able, it's just like white folks. They know I only date black men bobs, that they white women, and they judge them accordingly. And I can't even say, do they be wrong? It's murder stash. Half flag murder stash is what this is. Wow. And you want to know something? Even though I was being, I was judging this white woman for being white, she was right. Cause you want to know something? At first I thought it was just cause he was a black, but it wasn't. He probably walked in to the family home with they daddy was in there. He was in there watching Gunsmoke. And that the deceased brought in a half-topped mustache man, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, she's in danger." And then nobody listened. She's like, "We're not racist anymore, Brenda. Stop it. We're gonna accept him this time." They had to just let. That's why she's so stoic about it. Because she knew. She seen that damn half-mast stash. Because why do they put the flag at half-stash? Because somebody done died. So when you see, I need I'm probably saving 15 to 20 lives right now. If you see a half-mast stash, you make a dash. This could have been prevented. And I know it's wrong. I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm really not. And even if he didn't show up to the family home with it, once the first morning she seen him come out the bathroom with that, she should have immediately packed up the children and left. It's not her fault. It's not her fault. It's only her fault if her sister came to her, though. If her sister said, "You see he got a half-mast stash," and she was like, "They're all niggers to you," and she was like, "It's not about that this time. It's the half-mast stash. I don't believe you. You still have the Confederate flag panties." Damn shame, man. Damn shame. I had another news story I want to bring up as well. Where is it? Secret Service officer masturbated in a hotel hallway. Woman says he followed her. Sad state of affairs. This is a crazy day. Let's check out and see what happened.
About the accusations.
An officer with the U.S.
What is up with these? What happened? What happened to just the good old mugshot days? Because he's sitting here on some, really, I'm not supposed to be following people out with my drawers down and jacking off? He got the same look as this dude's mugshot was. And I'm really mad because they made this a very short, let me see, is it still on here? And see, I ain't gonna be able to find it because he had, him and old buddy got mentioned. Let me see. Wow. They both got the same. But this one right here, this one didn't show it. You know what I'm saying? Because he got full stash right here. So I can see how people shocked that he just walking around hotel lobbies getting his Joe Budden on. But as y'all see here, that half stash here, this was full guilt. You knew he did it, but this one, now since he is the wood, we definitely not surprised, but I'm just saying.
A Secret Service police facing charges after detectives describe as a disturbing incident that went down inside a Miami hotel.
He's Secret Service too, so he protecting Epstein perpetrator, so of course. That's probably how he got the job. I was like, so jacking off at hotel public shared spaces, do you do that? Yes? All right. You got the job. No, I'm not going to shake your hand. That's gross. Yeah, but you did get the job. Start Monday.
Authorities say that the off-duty officer was found naked in a hallway, alarming guests. NBC 6's Lena Salzbank has...
Hold on. Why we can't... What is going up? What is going on with newscasters, y'all? Something is going on. I'm doing this now. They might zoom in later. But I can't believe what I'm seeing here. I need y'all to see something. It's a light above my head. Do y'all see any shiny? No, all you see is these grays. Do y'all see? Yes, my love. Yeah. Well, it might be something else. I'll go check it out in 1 second. But that's cause that's the vent. So if the vent blocked off, it won't get hot. Cause it take that air and make it hot. Okay. Y'all see, you see this shiny? This is Beijing, and this a Beijing fade. And allegedly Elise put us on game that these folks don't got a budget. They don't got a makeup crew or nothing. But it's like, how am I supposed to take the news serious when you not taking the top of your head serious, is what I'm saying. This line. This hairline don't even make sense. This is a Mace hairline. This is Mace's very strange, uneven hairline. You supposed to be giving the truth as a journalist, but you can't even be honest with the top of your head. And then they go disrespect this woman. Hold on. Gotta be honest. That's a LaToya Jackson nose. And they did this on purpose. Cause they could have did like the other, at least with the other news people, they said, hey, you know what? We gonna have us a Wood and then a universally, somebody that at least look like a superstar. Somebody that look, like, oh, cause even men and women comfortable. Don't nobody want to get the news from no, don't nobody want the news from him. And really not him. Not him neither. His prime days is gone. So that's why they got her there. And then she know it too. She know it. This is one of the few times where a woman probably get paid more than both them white men put together. Cause ain't nobody watching for them. But over here, where is this at? South Florida? That makes sense. Wow. No respect for the black community. Cause they gonna put both of them at the same time on the screen. So that them woods down there, them swamp woods, be like, yeah, look at their hair. That's not, they put spray paint in the hair. But yeah, that's right. Yeah, and she got a skeletor nose. Cause they want to be like us, like my fresh skeletor. This is a natural skeletor nose from doing cocaine and being a wood. She wasn't paid for that. Now we getting judged cause y'all gonna put these two on the screen at the same time. I swear, dude. Y'all, whoever voted made it this way. Let's continue. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I just want, us to be taken serious.
More on the suspect who walked out of jail tonight.
We tried to ask him what he was doing and what his intentions were inside that hotel, but he didn't have any comments for us as he bonded.
Oh, so they just don't care no more. I could have swore when I grew up, all the newscasters was classy looking. They had their act together. They had their stuff together. She ain't washed her hair from what I done found out from my research on wood hair. They gotta wash it every day for some reason. And this, I know, this ain't been washed. And came on TV to tell the news like that. You ain't on YouTube. I can come on here any way I want to. I'm on YouTube. You got the little number down there. Y'all got a whole, the South Florida news team and the camera go around. Y'all got a budget and you can't even wash your damn hair before you come. You know what? I'm sorry, y'all. I know this don't matter. I'm messing it up. I'm sorry. We go get to it. But I'm like, how I'm supposed to incorporate the news from this?
out of jail. 33-year-old John Andrew Spillman walked out of jail Tuesday night saying very little.
John, any comment about the accusations?
According to the arrest report, Spillman was arrested after detectives found him naked in a 6th-floor hallway at the Doubletree Hotel off of Northwest 72nd Avenue in Miami. According to the report, hotel security very little.
Type of Secret Service. That's Secret Service. That's what I remember when I seen Sinbad in that movie where he was the Secret Service for that white boy. Even Sinbad had a little. When the Secret Service just be all skinny and stuff. In the 90s, the Secret Service had some muscles. And that's how I know all of them attempts was fake. Because they ain't even hiring real Secret Service. Go hire nasty hotel hallway masturbators. Skinny ones at that. But claim they got security. And then, what type of Secret Service go cry? If you supposed to be the Secret Service, you about to cry. Just because you got caught jacking off in non-jack-offable areas. Man, this country done, man.
Him naked in a 6th-floor hallway at the Doubletree Hotel off of
Jim Jones in it. I mean, Joe Budden in it. Just go walk around the halls butt ass. Like a podcast host that like to whack off his dog and tell everybody about it like everybody else do it. Named Joe Budden. And I'm not making this up. You can Google it. And that's who the Secret Service is. I don't even know if I want to even finish this story. Because then I'm going to have to see old buddy with the bowling ball head with the sprayed on just for me.
Northwest 72nd Avenue in Miami. According to the report, hotel security caught Spillman in the hallway with his pants down, allegedly touching himself near a guest. A woman told detectives she rushed into a room to get away.
It's something that you don't expect when you are at a hotel and, you know, you're just maybe getting into your room or whatever and you see someone following you. It's like kind of scary.
Business owners nearby say that the situation is deeply concerning, even more so after learning the suspect was an off-duty officer with the Secret Service Police.
They should be example for the society, and that's something really, really bad.
And see, this was an Iowa book for Donald Trump motherfucker right here talking about you supposed to be. How is somebody who is protecting super pedophiles gonna be an example for society? What world? Am I in the real world? Is this still the regular world? Yep, I'm woke. Wow.
Really, really bad.
The report says the victim had been in the lobby before Spillman followed her upstairs. She quickly went inside her room.
Secret Service. He ain't even top flight security status. He ain't even mall cop security. He got weak posture. He got on some Pumas. Them is what? Them is Jordan 4 Pumas.
While he stayed.
Hold on. No. Oh, okay. Now this where I gotta draw the line. Hold on, y'all. Them is Jordan 4 Pumas. Nah. Them is that's a Puma, and that is that's the arch. Them is Jordan 4 Pumas. And y'all expecting somebody wearing Jordan 4 Pumas not to walk around hotels butt naked, whacking it. He might not have the half stash, but you can I'm talking about it's always somebody is, you can, it's always visual context clues to what somebody is capable of. Now, I can hear people, you mean classes, everybody can't get, no. Even in my XJ900 Spalding days, if I had to ask for some Jordan related, my pops or mine was like, look, we po, but we not gonna do you like that. All right. Okay. We gonna get you somewhere it is plainly Spalding, so you can get laughed at way down the hall. Not so they can kind of think you cool and then come up to you and then really make fun of you.
She quickly went inside her room while he stayed outside her door, continuing to touch himself. Officials say Spillman was based out of Washington, D.C. and was in South Florida for an assignment that ended just one day before his arrest. Spillman now faces charges of indecent exposure. In a statement, the chief of police with the statement that indecent exposure.
Do y'all see? And look, I'm not the tallest. I'm not the tallest tree in the forest. However, they start hiring 5'8" for the Secret Service. How Donald Trump weird ass is 6'2", and you telling me they hiring somebody who the shooter can just shoot over their head to hit their target? It's 5'8" right here. He is 135 pounds. Secret Service. Talk about either this is the worst temp service that they hired ever, or this is the most stupid administration of all time, which we know is 2. We know it's part 2.
In a statement,
Tekashi 6ix9ine walk around with some 6'4", 482-pound security guards.
the chief of police with the U.S. Secret Service.
The club, I've never been to a club where the bouncer was less than 280 pounds. The club.
Says that this incident is unacceptable, adding it stands in stark contrast to the professionalism and integrity expected of its personnel.
What? Y'all are protecting Epsteinists. This is right in line. You see how they didn't say he fired?
Officials say Spillman has been placed on administrative leave. For now, reporting at TGK, Lena Salzbank.
Miss Wanch, do something to that ponytail. She could have easily got a scrunchie. They don't care about that. They don't care about the news in South Florida.
NBC 6 News.
Look at this. Look at NBC lighting the news. Look at this dude.
Breaking news tonight.
Look. He ain't got, you can't see the top of his head shining through or nothing. This the news. Anyway, yeah, people don't need to be jacking off in the halls. That's wrong. Let's see. I think I had one more story.
Michael Jackson is back in action with his new album, Thriller. Thriller, Michael's new album featuring his latest hit, Billie Jean, plus his smash single with Paul McCartney, The Girl Is Mine. The girl is mine. Michael Jackson's Thriller. The excitement never lets up.
They don't make commercials like that no more. Remember Sam Goody, man? Remember going to Sam Goody and paying $7 for a damn tape with one song on it? You lucky it had a B-side on it. You was lucky. Psychology of Gen X. I think that's all AI. Yeah, that's all AI. Was there any other story I want to talk about? Stalking. Candy Bears and and Todd Tucker have reportedly submitted a settlement in their ongoing divorce, but the effort to keep the details private are being pushed back. According to a source, the couple finalized the agreement. The case had been remained open as the court awaited complete documents. Get to the stalking. However, the judge declined to fully seal the case at this time, potentially sealing sensitive details such as financial information addresses rather than restricting access to the entire case. Man, I want to see about some stalking. They got me with the click. Let's see. If you owe child support, the U.S. could deny your passport. Kind of feel like if you owe child support, you might not be able to afford a passport in the first place. Or if you can, you ain't going no further than Mexico. Maybe the furthest Cancun. You might make it to Jamaica. Maybe. Stephon Diggs refuses to hand over NFL contract details and ongoing, because folks forgot. A lot of folks forgot about old buddy right here. It says NFL star Stephon Diggs is reportedly refusing to hand over details tied to his NFL contract as his ongoing legal fight with accuser Christopher Blake Griffith continues to escalate. According to newly obtained court documents, Diggs asked the judge to deny Griffith's request for records connected to his football income and earnings. Oh, so Griffin want to know how much he makes so he can, ask for enough. TMZ reports Diggs argued that because he is not claiming any damages to his NFL income, the information has no relevance to the case. The outlet also reports Diggs' legal team claimed Griffith had already received sufficient discovery materials and has no reasonable basis to demand more documentation. The legal dispute stems from allegations Griffith made against Diggs involving an alleged May 2023 incident. Let me read it how they read it, and I'm going to say, let me see if they kept it real. Griffin previously claimed that he attended a basketball game where the athlete, hold on. Pay me some money, Pepsi. The legal dispute stems from the allegations Griffith made against Diggs involving an alleged May 2023 incident. Griffith previously claimed he attended a basketball game with the athlete before later going to Diggs' home, where he alleged he was drugged and sexually assaulted. He also accused Diggs of coordinating a violent attack against him days later. Diggs has denied all. No, this is what he said. He said that he left that basketball game in a two-seater with Stephon Diggs. Do y'all know what a two-seater? This man, okay, he got in the car with this dude in a two-seater. This how close they were sitting together, okay? They were sitting this close together. First off, now I know this is a father, giving his son his first. No. As a father, you was supposed to stand outside that car, and he'd be like, Dad, I want to take a picture. You do know that's a two-seater, son. Do you see a backseat in there? Do you find me attractive? Then why the hell you want me to sit in the two-seater with you? You know what? Give me my car back. Blake Griffin, Stephon Diggs asked that man to get in a two-seater to go back to the house, and surprise, surprise, they pull up, Stephon pull out penis, and start licking dude in the air. Ain't nobody just making up that. And the reason I believe it is because why are you letting another man get in a two-seater with you? Huh? And this is not anything against the LGBTQ community. If you like wing wang on wing wang love, that is everybody should be happy. But don't be pulling out wing wangs unannounced. That's why that Secret Service dude in trouble now. You just walking around hotels with wing wangs out. Court filing cited by TMZ state Diggs maintains that after returning home that night, he simply went to bed and did not pull out wing wang on Griffin. They said assault, but he pulled out wing wang. The judge has not yet ruled on whether Diggs will be required to turn over the requested financial documents. The latest filings arrived just days after Diggs was found not guilty in a separate criminal case involving allegations made by his former personal chef. A Massachusetts jury cleared the free agent wide receiver after deliberating for roughly 30 minutes. Yeah. Now somebody said this. Now this the dude right here. This Chris Blake Griffin. He said, "Why does this post promote blatant lies? My case is in federal court, not district court, contrary to the image above. My case is civil, not criminal. Derez Mashan Diggs has already charged and convicted. Marez Mashan Diggs was already charged and convicted criminally for the attack on my life in California. My case is a countersuit. So it's not me versus the opposition. It's the opposition versus me, contrary to the image above. My case is also in Greenbelt, MD, not no damn Massachusetts. Again, contrary to the image above. Please report accurately when you speak on my name. Respect to the platform, but the propaganda has to end. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because last time I checked, you put some little stars around the end of your message. That means sprinkle, sprinkle. And if you sitting in a two-seater with a dude that puts a ninja emoji with some sprinkles after it, it's all right, but I believe you pulled that wang. Because why was you in a two-seater anyway? Huh? Exactly. You only in a two-seater for two reasons. If you with a young lady and it makes it easy for road activities, or you may be with that gentleman you was with and tried to get you some road activities going on against said persons around in a two-seater. This looks very Michael Jackson sleeping in the bed with children. Yeah, on the surface it sounds innocent, but does it really? Well, all right. Well, let me see, make sure it ain't nothing else I want to procrastinate doing. What time is it? 1:21? Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us here for today's episode of Suparig Late Morning Show Live. Please join us on Monday when we will start the week off with very uplifting news reports like we reported on today. But depending on what your definition of uplifting is, it probably ain't gonna be uplifting. We really do appreciate you here. Well, I'm saying I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Struggle stream tonight. We're gonna be talking about music and BS over there. And once again, I hate doing this. Make sure you like the video and share it. It feels so hoish to say. I'm not about to hoe for this damn platform. Have me begging. I might as well be on my knees. Please hit the like. Please like and share it. But yeah, like it and share it. I sold my soul. I'll see y'all later. Bye.